Hello and welcome back to Innsbruck. We've done with bouldering for now. We turn our attention to the enormous lead wall at the centre of this gym. Night is starting to fall, the temperature is dropping, and it's time for the athletes to perform. My name is Matt Groom, and I'm joined in the commentary box by 17-year-old Felicia May. Felicia, first of all, how are you? And tell me about qualifying today. How'd it go?
I'm doing good, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited and so nervous as well. The qualifications was good. I didn't have many expectations. I just tried to have fun and do my best. And I'm happy I can see where I'm at. And I know what I need to work on. So, yeah, it's great.
And I know you're fairly new to World Cup, so this is kind of a learning process for you. But tell us, you've been out there on that stage. What does it feel like to walk on and climb in Innsbruck?
It's really intimidating, actually. Having so many people in front of you and just knowing that people at home are watching on their TVs and they're expecting so much from you. It's not like I didn't expect it to be so nerve-wracking, but it was nice. I enjoyed it, and it was something new for sure.
Absolutely, and it's nerve-wracking for everyone, trust me.
Yeah.
I spoke to Yanya the other day, and she was saying she still gets nervous out there, she still gets those feelings, so I think it's very natural.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Now, we have 26 athletes getting through to this stage. We have 8 we need to find for tomorrow's final, so as always, it's a bit of a brutal cut here. 2 routes on offer, one for the men and one for the women. And the wind, let's talk about the wind, because we can see people's hair blowing there. Felicia, it is doing some weird things with the weather.
I checked the weather app and it was 30 degrees, and I expected it to be, you know, the wind to be like a little bit cold. It wasn't, it was absolutely horrible, but it's super windy and yeah.
Exactly. Well, we're almost ready to get underway here. The crowd are ready, and I hope you are too. So we can see the crowd down in the stadium, absolutely packed from the front to the back. Our commentary position is in there, and that is the wind that is blowing through the trees. It's very bizarre weather out there. Now, these are our athletes who have made it through to this stage. Philip Schenk just squeaking in, Felicia, and then some big names. Colin Duffy, for example,
yeah.
2022 double gold medalist. So one to watch, perhaps.
Yeah, Giovanni Placci. I know that he's quite a good athlete. I've seen him before. He's quite strong.
And Max Bertone.
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly. He was just in Augsburg. He did really good, actually. He was on the podium. He was crushing it in the qualification and semis. It's nice to see Stefano Ghisolfi out again, and yeah.
And then down the bottom, Sasha Lehmann, fresh off qualifying for the Olympics, he's in. Sarato and Raku, now look, we won't spoiler alert, okay, what happened yesterday, but he was climbing in the finals, as was Toby Roberts. Jakob Schubert didn't make it through qualis in Boulder, so he'll be looking for a bit of redemption here today. And then for the women, Hannah Moyle squeaking into the semi-finals. Great to see her back. And a few Austrian favourites here. Julia Fischer, for example, there. Mattia Pozzi doing really well.
Yeah.
What a performance.
It's also nice to see Alexandra Totkova from Bulgaria. I know she's been training really hard and she's been having some problems with mental stuff, which is normal for all climbers, but I'm really proud of her for making it to the semis.
Yeah, agreed. And we should tell people, because you're part of the Bulgarian team, but you've got London accent, so
yes.
You live in London, right?
I'm based in London, but I compete for Bulgaria. It's quite hard because I'm traveling constantly from London to Bulgaria, to Austria, to Germany, all over the place. But I love it. I love traveling. I love the sport. And yeah, it's amazing.
You're part of the circuit now. It doesn't stop from here on, I promise you. It just ramps up in intensity. Well, the athletes observed the route earlier on. Our first athletes are walking onto the stage. Hannah Moyle takes a deep breath. She competed at the OQS as well. Didn't have the result she wanted, so we might be feeling a bit more relaxed out here. And then Philip Schenk on the right-hand side. And Hannah rereading the route. Valicia, what are you doing as an athlete when you're looking up in these moments? Like, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to look for the sequence that the setters intended, but I'm also thinking of things I could do that benefit me because I'm quite tall. I have long legs and long arms, so anything that would work for me and my body. Resting positions, clipping positions, all of that stuff. So, yeah.
There is a lot to take in, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, if you're new to lead climbing, let me just briefly explain the rules. You start at the bottom, you finish at the top. You've got to clip all the quick draws along the way in sequence, in order. You can't miss any. And you get a plus point for going towards the next hold, moving your centre of mass and slapping towards it. So Hannah Moyle off to a confident start down low. And Valicia, we were talking to the setters. No real crux on either route. More about endurance here.
Yeah, I'd like to see how Hannah gets on because I think she's more of a lead climber than a boulderer, actually. It's quite sad to see that she hasn't been having the results that she wanted because she's also one person that trains extremely hard. So yeah, I'm excited to see what she does and how it goes for her.
I agree with you. She had a disappointment in the OQS. Great to see her back here. And Philip Schenk as well. He's as good on a boulder wall as he is on a rope. I mean, he's entering the first really tricky sequence for the men. There's a big old hold, but it's awkward. It pushes you back away from the wall.
It's a lot of tension. It looks awful, actually. I don't think you can rest in that section. You just have to keep pushing.
Yes, agreed. There's not many rests to be had, but Philip gets a right toe in. And then Hannah Moyle going up. We've got 2 clocks, which is wonderful to see during a semi-final. So Hannah's time is on the left, Philip's is on the right, and the athletes have to complete the route within that time. Now, Hannah has found a good knee bar.
Yeah. It's a good resting position.
The thing is, though, she's not too high up on this route yet, so you don't want to rest for that long on a knee like that. Philip already nearing the halfway point. Hannah not far behind him. Each hold is given a numerical number, and you can see on your score on the right, Philip Schenk, for example, is on 21 now. Obviously on a top spot, being the first one out.
I think the women's route has resting positions, but you can't take long to rest, actually, because you get pumped. I think this section looks awful. She looks like she's struggling a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, she is. Suddenly having to fight is Hannah Moyle. Very overhanging through here. She hits the left jib just.
She's fighting.
Locks off that left arm, made the crimp, but those fingers are pinging off slowly.
It's hard to shake out in this section as well.
A bit low. She still maintains. She's got a toe hook in on the left.
Come on.
Hannah stops. She's been on this move for a long time. Up the left, Hannah falls. And back to the grounds for the German athletes. Meanwhile, Philip Schenk continues things with 3 minutes 22 to go. He stood up on the big volumes up there.
He's quite high, actually.
Yeah, he's doing well. About maybe 2/3 into this route.
Yeah.
And Valicia, this wall, very steep, isn't it? It's hard to tell from this angle, but...
When you're in front of the wall, it does, like... It looks big, but as soon as you're on the wall, it doesn't actually feel that big. And once you're up, like, halfway, sort of, the wall feels like you're almost at the top. But you know that when it feels like you're almost at the top, the route will start getting really hard.
I think it's a very pro-climber thing to say. For me, if I'm halfway up this wall, I think, my goodness, I've got another half to go. So Philip is in the powerful section.
Foot slipped.
Cuts loose, bumps the hand. And he slips on that right hand. There's a hard move to come after that as well. So we have our provisional leader, first athlete out, 36 on the scoreboard. And Philip will look back up. Again, a classic climber thing to do. You sort of look at the move that got you, trying to figure it out.
Sometimes I look back up at the wall to pretend I'm interested in what I could have done, but it's to contain my emotions, actually. So it's my way of coping, yeah.
That's so interesting. So what, you sort of taking a moment to compose yourself?
Yeah, because there's so many cameras and so many people, and I just don't want to, like, give an impression that I'm nervous or something. I just want to seem composed, and I'm one person who cares lots about what other people think of me and my climbing, and yeah.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to be looking at every athlete looking up at the wall in a different way. Well, this was Hannah locking off. She fought for a long time on that right hand. It's a very small nubbin of a hold. Reached up with the left.
And there's nothing on it. I think it's actually a foothold.
Yes, maybe you're right. We'll have to see. Of course, we'll see lots of athletes coming through this, so we'll work it out. Vita Lucan onto the stage. Now this lady...
Yannick, he's really strong. At the youth competitions, he absolutely crushed it. Like, he came first in basically everything. He was on top of everyone. He was absolutely dominating. He was really good. So I'm excited to see how he gets on here.
Yes, well, he's climbing this route. He was great in the OQS as well. It's amazed me how many people have come from the OQS straight here. Like, I know it's not a big train journey, but I think I definitely would have had a few days off.
I'd be absolutely exhausted. I mean, I was tired from traveling from my accommodation to the gym, and like,
how far is your accommodation?
30 minutes. So, yeah. The athletes are really tough. They dedicate their life to this sport, and I think it's amazing.
Yes, they do. Now, there are 2 clocks on the screen, as you can see, and the reason they've got different timings is because the athlete pulls on at different times. They've got 6 minutes to do it. So we start that clock the moment their feet leave the ground. And honestly, it's great to have the clock. It's not something we usually have during a semi-final, so thank you to everyone who's worked hard to get that going. Now, Vita Lucan is nearing the end of the purple section, climbing smoothly. She's an athlete I genuinely look up to, actually. I love the way she climbs. She has that physicality with her movements.
She's very, very, very strong and very powerful. You can see in this section here, like, her back muscles are insane. I'm jealous.
Yeah, she's very, very strong. And Yannick Nigel as well is through the first tricky move, reaching up to that crimp on the right.
He also looks quite comfortable. He doesn't look like he's struggling or anything. It looks easy to him.
And as if the weather knew we were coming, it's suddenly settled down. It's like we're in the middle of a tornado here. There was a complete lull. Vita cuts loose for a second.
She doesn't use the knee bar like Hannah. She carries on without it.
As she does, powers through. She's got a gold medal in Briançon last year, so she's no stranger to the biggest of stages.
I think the cutting loose on this section actually is where the pump starts. So if there's any way of avoiding to cut loose, then I think it will help you keep your energy.
Yes, agreed. It's about keeping those feet on the wall. Many points of contact. Vita, though, backs down. She's coming into the section where Hannah struggled in, and I think this is the first of the women's cruxes here. Meanwhile, Yannick is doing well. He's resting, stood up high.
I think Hannah didn't rest on this section. She continued.
Yeah, she rested a bit low. Oh, Yannick flies. And he puts his hands up in the air. I don't know what happened. I think it was more of a slip there.
Yeah.
Well, certainly that was really sudden, wasn't it? I thought he might have gone for a jump or something, but I think he just popped his feet. Interesting. Well, Hannah Moyle's score was 26 plus, Vita Lucan 22.
She goes with the different hand to Hannah.
Yes, I wonder if that's a mistake. Oh, yeah, she has gone back down.
Oh, that's a pocket, actually.
Yeah, good spot. It's right underneath that volume, isn't it? Hard to see. Well, a foot dangles around the corner for a second before she makes a match. Now, of course, with Yannick down on the floor.
She's tired.
She's breathing heavy, but she's
fighting.
She always does, this lady. Never stops. But this is where Hannah started to have some problems here.
Yep.
I guess she's trying to get a high left foot and drop knee, but I don't think it's going to work like that.
I don't think so. Feet first, maybe? I think she's just tired and trying to figure out something to do with her feet quickly, so she's not cutting loose, because this section of the wall is quite overhanging.
Yeah, and she's only got a small jib for that left foot. Well, the crowd knows that will jump her up. And
I think she needs to get her thumb. Oh, no! So close.
Yeah, she slips coming into that undercut. Back down to the ground, and Vita will either compose her emotions, as we've discussed, or she does check the wall.
It's moves like that, when there's a hold with like a thumb jib, I don't know how to say it, like a pinch.
Like a pinch.
If you don't get the pinch, it actually makes the move much harder. Like today in the qualification, we had a pocket with a pinch, and many people didn't catch the pinch, and it made them even more pumped than what they already were. So it's quite interesting that a small little adjustment like that can help you to get further up on the route.
Yeah, her left thumb was just on the no texture surface rather than the jib, and I think that did cost her, you're right. So Vita is done. Now let's see what happened. No, he did jump for it, and then just couldn't get it at all. So he had his hands up in the air. I think he's just annoyed at himself that he missed the move more than anything.
And he's actually jumping to dual texture, not friction, which is disgusting.
It's pretty nasty, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, well, interesting. Yannick is done. And you could see how disappointed he was, just throwing his hands up in the air. So back down to the ground. So Felicia, tell me about your time in Innsbruck. How have you found this gym?
I love Innsbruck. I love the gym. It's huge. I've never seen a gym like this before. If there was something like this in London, I'd be so grateful. But it's a shame that it's so far away. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing here. There's so much to do, and honestly, I can never get bored of this place.
I'm glad you're a Londoner. I used to be a Londoner. I want to talk gyms with you at some point, because I kind of miss the London climbing scene.
I think now the gyms have become a bit commercial in London. It's not so much climbing.
There are about 4 of them when I live there. It's changed a bit now. So Natsuki Tani is out.
And Jens Stipek from Czech Republic. Jan is actually really strong. He's, I think, 16 years old. He's just amazing. I know that he also works extremely hard, and it's so amazing and inspiring to see such young athletes crushing. Especially myself being a young athlete, knowing that I'm capable of achieving things like that, and I know I have the strength and the talent. It's just really, really inspirational, to be honest.
Yes, absolutely. He is 16. Last comp was in Augsburg for the European Cup, but he came 4th. But he won the Youth European Cup in Graz.
Yep.
And sort of equally spread between Boulder and Lead. So, from the Czech Republic, and I know the Czech Republic has a lot of supporters watching. It's Jan's first World Cup. So good to see him make a semi-finals this early on in his career.
I really like the way the Japanese climbers climb. It's like they're all like super flowy. They all have the same sort of technique. They all know what they're doing before they even like look at the holds. It's really amazing. I have no idea how they train, but it's really, really impressive and super cool.
I agree with you. I say that quite regularly. Actually, they have a flow about them, which is I would love to emulate. I just don't have the talent.
Jan Stipek got past this part quite quickly. He made it look easy.
Yeah, all the men sort of fly through the bottom section and then slow down a little bit here. So Jan upgrades that left hand onto a sloper.
And I think Jan is also as good at bouldering as he is at lead. So I think this move, the jump to the dual textures, will be okay for him, maybe. I'm excited to see him try the move.
I am too, but I'm a bit nervous now. I've seen someone fall, so he'll want to get this clip in first of all. All right, let's see how he deals with it. Meanwhile, Natsuki Tani carries on. Natsuki Tani does not like a dynamic movement, so we'll see. And yes, look, see, I think, you know, the reason that I thought that Yannick had a weird mistake is I don't know why he did it dynamically.
Yeah, Jan, he got the holds actually.
Yeah, exactly. Just stretched over.
Jump, yeah.
So that's why when I saw him fly off, I thought it was a mistake, because it's not a jump.
Yeah.
So that's why the arms went up in the air. Well, Jan is safely through, but he's nearing the section where Philip fell now.
Natsuki looks comfortable on the holds, I think. I don't want to jinx it.
Oh, no, don't worry. That's part of being a commentator. Don't you worry. We automatically jinx everyone by accident. Well, Natsuki Tani reaches up into the undercling above her head. Jan tried to get a knee bar in for a second, but
she managed to get her left foot up. Vito was struggling on that. She made it look really effortless.
Yeah, it takes a lot of core to get your foot that high. We lose Jan, but what an effort from him.
And she managed to get the clip in, actually.
Yeah, Natsuki Tani is moving on. This is where Vita Lucan fell before.
And I don't think she got the thumb catch, the thumb jib.
Oh, you're right, she didn't.
She just holds the hold. It's Japanese strength, I guess.
Yeah, she's doing very well here, fighting through. We've seen her do so well on the circuit before. She is a regular 4th in Wujiang, the first Lead World Cup of the year, which was a weird one, that first Lead World Cup. It was very early compared to normal. This is usually the first Lead World Cup.
There's actually a hold in the undercut, but she's struggling. Oh, she fell.
Yeah, so falling, but
oh, no.
onto the provisional first place. So a good performance. Says goodbye to the crowd. And head in her hands for a second, composing herself.
It's not nice knowing that you could have gone further on the route and falling for something silly like a foot slip or something like that. The worst thing is falling when you're not pumped, because like you don't even know where you could have gotten to if you were pumped. It's annoying, very annoying.
Agreed, yeah, those mistakes. And as an athlete, I guess you know it as well. Like,
yeah.
So Natsuki down, head in the hands for a sec. So maybe a slight mistake. Yeah, I think it was more of a foot pop or something.
Is there a hold in the undercut?
Under there, let's have a look if we can see. I think there might, it's hard, yes, there is a jib, look there. Yeah, so I think it's going to be one of those slopey sort of undercut things, which is not easy to hold on to. And then Jan had to reach under. I think he was running out of some power there as he crossed through. But what a performance from him.
I think it's really impressive that he even reached the semi-finals. Only being 16 as well, and his first World Cup is really impressive.
Yes, it is. He's got a lot of pedigree in that team, of course. He waves goodbye. The Czech team generally is up and coming at the moment. Obviously, you've got Adam Ondra out there, but you know, in terms of ice climb as well, there's Aneta, the ice climbing world champion for speed. She comes out of Czech Republic, so it's a big team. Okay, Julia Fischer is out onto the mat. Austrian local was looking very relaxed walking around earlier on.
And Kibyong Kwon from Korea.
Yeah, Korea's another team that has so much depth. I mean, yeah, John's brother is a Boulder.
Yep.
Do-hyun Lee, of course.
I didn't even know he has a brother, actually.
Yeah, I met Jongwon's brother in Korea at his family's gym.
Oh.
Great, it was a lovely experience.
It's really nice.
So Natsuki Tani is leading the way with 29 plus. And Julia pulls onto the wall, through into the orange section.
There's actually quite a few Austrians in the semis. Flora Oblasa, she's 16. It's her first year in Youth A, under 18. And it's amazing that she's in the semi-final. She was absolutely amazing on the qualification routes. She made it look absolutely like effortless. I'm just extremely impressed.
Yes, I am too. Well, she's flowing in the moment. Entering the next section now, and things get pretty complicated up there on the wall. It doesn't, apparently it climbs easier than it looked through this section, but when I was trying to read it, I was a bit confused.
I was told that the qualification route for the women was easier than it looks, but it wasn't, so do not trust whatever the route setters tell you.
Well, Kwon reaches up above the black.
I think he has a knee bar, actually.
Yeah, he does have a knee bar in. I'm not sure what his right foot's on. Whether it was smearing on the wall of that left foot. Well, you can see the wind blowing in the background now. We've come out of the eye of the storm. We're in the middle of the storm. It's blowing some quick draws around. Julia Fischer into the first of the tricky sections for the women. Hits the bench.
She looks comfortable.
Yeah, she does look comfortable, resting well on that right heel. Out with the left hand, swings the legs briefly and then drops down.
Let's see how the Korean guy gets on.
Yeah, Kibyong Kwon. He's rested well. Now, I hope he doesn't go for this launchy jump, because as you said...
I hope not.
Yeah, you're jumping into no-tax. It's a really hard way to do that.
Julia looks comfortable. She got the clip in. I noticed Vita and Hannah. Oh, cheering to the crowd.
Well, obviously, she'll be very comfortable with this
Yeah.
wall. This is her training facility. Kwon resting so well through these sequences.
I think it's always nice to have the crowd supporting you, especially if the Austrian team is at their home gym and in front of their home crowd. It's just so nice, and it really helps you mentally, because climbing is not only a physical sport, it's more a mental sport. And she's very lucky to be in front of her home crowd.
Yeah, she
and she
is.
managed to get past the first undercut. She's still on.
Yeah,
Foot
just
comes
holding
off.
that jib there, dragging with the fingers. It's the second jib.
Come on.
Into the pocket.
She needs to get the clip. Oh.
I think she was going for points, starting to
Yeah.
burn out. But that is a great performance. She's in number one
Amazing.
spot.
That was a nice fight.
Yeah, so Yulia Fischer comes down. Meanwhile, on the main screen now, Kibyum Kwon carrying on, but this is a really cruxy section for the men. There is a...
I think, yeah, you got to go left hand and then right hand up.
Yeah, and apparently crack a knee bar in. Sorry, not a knee bar, a heel hook in on
Yeah.
the top of the green volume. All right, well, our two
Julia looks
athletes...
happy.
She does look happy.
Yeah.
I think climbing at your best in front of your home crowd in your home gym has got to feel incredible.
Yeah.
So let's see some replays of that, shall we? This was Kwon. He had the left toe in, tried to wrap around, changed his mind, but by that point he was gone. A deep left toe hook, slap left. So he waves goodbye to the crowd. We'll say goodbye to him. Move on to our next set of athletes. Oscar Baudrin will be up next for the men, and Michaela Smetanova for the women. Another Czech Republic athlete. And look at that smile, really soaking in
Happy.
the atmosphere.
Yeah, that move is really tough. I don't even know the beat. I cannot read it. I hate when there's so many holes on the wall because there's so many different things that you can do. And it's
Are you-
overwhelming.
As an athlete, are you constantly analysing those moves as you're climbing, or do you try not to think about it?
Well, people think that by route reading you automatically understand what to do immediately, but it's not like that, because as soon as you get on the wall, the holds, they could be better, they could be worse, the positions could be worse, better. Like anything is different to what you see on the floor or even on the demo videos or on the wall. So you have to really keep an eye on everything. Yeah.
There's a lot going on, isn't there? All right, here we go, next set. Michaela walks on the left, Oscar Baudrin on the right of your screen. So, about to get underway for our next set of athletes. Remember, we're looking for just 8 to make it through into tomorrow's final. Taking place at the same time, 7:40 Central European time. And our final comp of a big week of climbing here. It's been a packed schedule. We've already had European speed at the beginning, para climbing, the entire boulder competition, and now lead.
It's exhausting, honestly. I was exhausted from watching the final. I can imagine how athletes are feeling from competing. Qualification, semi-final and finals. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of climbing they've got to get done, haven't they? And sort of maintain skin and energy and everything, so it's a tough one. Right, Oscar rocks up with that right foot into the pinches now. As all the men have done, flying through this section out to the setter described this as the giant toilet bowl on the routes, which I think is quite apt. Upside down, of course. And look at those angles, great to see that. So 56 degrees for the women in the middle. But the men's as well, 35 degrees into 20, so it gradually eases before the top. The women's certainly going for the steepest part of this route. All right, Michaela bumps out with the left hand, adjusts the feet, locks in a heel. Oscar Baudrin sits down on that heel, the wind ruffling through his hair.
Looks quite comfortable.
Yeah, we're not...
It's resting on those nasty holes.
That heel looked very smooth, but Oscar and his brother Victor climb a lot together, travel together, part of Team Canada. I want to shout out Alana Yip as well and Sean McCall for such a great performance during OQS. So Oscar, smooth as he makes that transition from left to right. Flick of the leg there to steady himself.
I wonder what goes through the athlete.
Oh, Oscar falls. That was unexpected.
Wow. There's no texture on those holds. You have to really trust your feet.
Yes, he did. I don't know if he kind of slipped or burnt out. It's hard to tell from that shot.
I wonder what goes through the athletes' heads when they're climbing. I don't know if they're thinking about how pumped they are, or if the hold's like, oh, this hold is quite comfortable. I didn't realize it was this comfortable. It's interesting.
Yes, it is interesting indeed. Yeah, we want a sort of running commentary on their thoughts. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Well, Michaela is having some issues here. She just wanted to bump that left hand in. That's a great shot to show. Not the deepest of pockets, but it's not a bad one. Hits the jib with the left hand.
She is a little bit pumped. Maybe. I can never tell. Some athletes look like they're going to fall off on every hold, but they still manage to push themselves to keep going. It's really, really hard. I don't understand how you commentate, to be honest. You never know what the
people at home would agree, to be honest. Well, she makes the clip above her head. She's got a good left hand in at the moment. She's alone on the wall after the early fall from Oscar. Up into the second of these giant 360 holes, I think they are.
She is tired and figuring out what to do. Oh.
Yeah, missed the move over to the right crimp. So Michaela comes down.
She's not too happy. It's awful when you're pumped. You're trying to figure out what to do as quickly as you can. It's not nice at all. It's like your head sort of forgets the beta and you're not sure on what to do. It's horrible.
Some people describe it as pump brain. You know, when you're so pumped you can't really think clearly about what you're trying to do. Well, that was the fall back down to the ground for Michaela.
And next is Jennifer, who I'm really excited to watch climb.
I am too. She was amazing in the women's final.
Phenomenal. I'm like so amazed by her performance. She is. I think she's the next Yanya.
Oh, big claims, but I do know what you mean. I think, but it's great to see sort of young talent coming through, and there's quite a few young athletes in that Slovenian team.
Yeah.
You know, she's one of them, obviously. Sarah Chopper, really strong on the youth scene. So there's definitely depth to the squad. Let's see what happened to Oscar here. So we had the heel in.
I think.
Yeah, left heel popped.
Yeah. I think his heel was too far out. Should have been closer to the wall. And he tried to turn his toes down, and it just pinged off.
It wasn't the greatest of crimps that he was pulling on either. So, next set out. There is Jennifer Buckley. Guillermo on the stage from Spain. Yeah, Alberto Jiménez Lopez. A lot of people have been asking me about what happened to him. Well, he had a toe injury. And we have a little interview with these Spanish coaches on today's World Climbing Club show on YouTube, where we interview them about that. So if you want to know exactly what happened to Alberto, you've got to watch the video.
There's actually, the Spanish athletes are really strong. There's many young athletes who are just coming into the scene now, and they're absolutely crushing it as well. I'm excited to see how he gets on. He did really good on the bouldering. I'm pretty sure he qualified first, which was really, really cool.
Yes, he had a couple of moments kind of left alone on the wall. I think it was quite an intimidating moment for him, but he's learning it as well, and being in that position for the first time is a big one.
I think this is his first World Cup as well.
Yeah, there's so many young athletes coming through. I feel like, we've talked about it before, but it's a real changing of the guard this year. Some of the more veteran athletes walking away, and the younger ones coming through.
It's nice to see the young athletes crushing it. It's inspirational it should even be inspirational for the older athletes. I mean, I get inspired by it because I'm young, obviously. But as an older athlete, I think it's nice to see that they were once their age and they were also crushing it like that. Maybe some older athletes get quite annoyed that the younger ones are doing better than them, but I think I would take it as an opportunity to kind of learn from them. And yeah.
Yes, I agree. I'm glad you said they get annoyed and not me. You know them better than me. All right, well, we're reminded of the angles on this wall here. Guillermo on the right is up into the pinches. Jennifer Buckley cuts loose for a sec.
She looks very comfortable on the wall.
Yeah, she's looking good so far, but the Cruxy sequence to come in a minute for her. Guillermo as well is nearing this, and I wonder if anyone read this route with Yannick Nagel and anyone else is going to jump across there. Maybe he just sort of instinctively did it.
Maybe Alex Megos would do the jump method. Would be not good.
You never know, Alex has done crazy things, so maybe he'll make it stick. Jennifer cuts loose. Actually, that was a really nice way of doing that move.
And she got the right hand on the hold, so she doesn't really need to try and figure out what to do. She's pumped, but she doesn't look pumped.
The DJ, as he's been doing all week, ramps things up. It's an endless party here in Innsbruck. Guillermo is into the tricky section for the men, though. This green volume section, not easy.
Jenny looks comfortable.
Guillermo falls on the greens. I think we're going to see a few. Jenny drops it as well on the purple pocket.
I don't think she's happy.
No, she's not that happy, so she turns back to the wall. Took her moment to compose herself before turning back to the audience.
Look, it's the method of looking up at the wall, trying to figure out the sequence, when it's really trying to compose her emotions.
So a good fight from Jenny. I think she might be feeling the boulder round from the other day a little bit. Left hand just pinging off. And look at her as she fell. That head didn't move from the position. Straight back down. And straight away to the shoes. It's like a rehearsed movement. Look at her head when she falls here. It's brilliant. Guillermo there, that was his fall as well, slightly before. Okay, well, a few athletes done now. Lots to go, of course. And tell me about the Bulgarian climbing team, because obviously you've got Alexandra Totkova, so some people to look up to.
Alex has always been a role model since I've been young. I remember when I was competing at the Youth Colour Festival in Imst, and she was beating everyone. She was always on first place. It was absolutely amazing and inspiring, and the fact that I'm in the same team as her is also like amazing. And I know she's on really hard grades outdoors, and she just trains so much. She's so dedicated to the sport. I'm really happy for her for making the semis, actually. Yes,
agreed. Well, there she is on the stage. She's a fighter as well. We know how she will never, ever give up. And she rereads the route now. And for the men, Nino Grunfelder. He also steps back, reminding himself. All right, so the athletes approach the wall. 6 minutes on the clock. That will start the moment their feet come off the ground. So that's why there is 2 clocks with different times. So the women are underway on the left. And Nino takes a little bit longer to make sure of this first move. Jumps up. It's an awkward one for the men, that first move.
If I had the men's route, I'd be scared to fall on the first flip, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the setters won't want that, but what they will want to do is unsettle the athletes a bit. All right, Nino flowing through the bottom of the route there, cutting loose. There's not much for the feet down there.
Not really, but he looks comfortable in all of the holds. Makes it look quite easy.
I think that's why he is climbing so quickly.
Yep.
All the athletes have, you know, you can't hang around. There's nothing to stand on.
On my qualification route, the red and black one, it was actually the holds were comfortable, but I knew that if I stayed to rest too much on them, which is really weird, if you stay to rest too much on the comfortable holds, you get more tired. So you just have to kind of keep pushing, even if you want to rest or even if the holds are good. So you have that energy saved for the harder section.
Can be a bit of a trap, can't they, those big holds? So Alexander has the right heel in, the left toe pressing, comes up to the edge of the volume, and no text is. Thumb pressing against it.
I wonder if the athletes get distracted by the DJs and all the loud music and stuff like that in the back, or...
Yeah, I thought that the other day as well. I certainly would, but apparently, I talked to some of them about it, and they just said, look, you just don't. It's kind of background noise.
Yeah.
You're very focused. Well, did you get distracted today by the crowd out there? Were you thinking of them?
No, when I climb, it goes blank. I don't really hear anything, especially on lead. I'm just sort of thinking about, okay, I'm climbing, what do I do now? Anything but the crowd, because I don't want to get distracted.
So Alexander has the heel, she rests, checks the clock, she's got plenty of time, 3:55. Whereas Nino is also resting now, sort of getting that left foot really high up.
I think he's a bit unsure of what to do. Or he's just resting.
I think he's just resting. He's looking to bring that right foot right to the edge, stretches out, there they go. It's a hard move though, that no text. He does just catch it.
And the worst thing is when you chalk up on the holds before the no text, your hands are full of chalk and you're holding on to basically nothing, which makes the holds way worse than they already are.
Alexander makes the move up to the undercling, look nice.
She looks comfortable. Gets the clip.
Okay, well, Nino's going to have to really fight hard here. Entering the crux section for the men. Left hand onto the jibs, crosses through. And underneath, shaking out. He's got a knee bar in there as well. On the right.
Totskova got a toe, actually, to rest on the purple crimp.
It just takes a bit of weight off, but she's so stretched out.
Yeah.
Nino falls.
Come on. She looks comfortable, actually.
Yeah, the score will be ticking away.
I think this is the new high point. Not yet. Yeah. She looks really comfortable, actually. I'm really impressed.
Big drop knee on the wall. She moves into first position. 37 is her score now. So she's just taken Julia Fischer's.
She's managing to rest on basically everything this section. Oh, God. Wow.
That right foot is just in a little pocket. She's nearing the head wall, though. Well, she enjoyed that one, and it's nice to see Alexander fight, because she's had a few falls recently where she hasn't quite achieved her potential, but that was good from her.
It was a nice fight. I'm really proud of her, actually. She looked composed, she looked good on the wall, she looked steady. I think the pump just started getting to her.
All right, well, good work from Alexander there. Part of Team Bulgaria, as you said, your teammate. And does she give you advice? You know, is the Bulgarian team quite close?
don't want to say too much because I don't want problems to start.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, I won't ask you that question. You can tell me off air another time. We'll ignore that one.
I actually think climbing is, the community is really good, but I can see that some teams are not as close as others, and I think like there's some rivalry between teammates which sort of really affects many of the climbers, and no one really realizes that things are like that, but it's awful. Like I understand climbing is an individual sport. You are part of a team. At the end of the day, you're all competing for the same country, and it's nice to know that people have your back and they're supporting you.
True. I mean, I guess if I was playing devil's advocate, I would say that it's a competitive environment, and it's athletes kind of like, you know, you want to be on their team. You want to be in the #1 spot, right?
Yeah, you do, but it's also not fair to put people in. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on here. We've got Hannah Müller. So Eva comes onto the stage, deep breath in front of an Austrian crowd. And then on the right for the men, Giovanni comes on from Italy, air climbing, getting himself ready. His teammates are climbing later on. So Team Italy in full force here in Austria. Of course, Italy just over the border. Usually we're in Brixen this time of year, then we come over here. It's missing from the calendar here.
I wonder if Eva is going to make the crowd cheer louder, like Julia did.
Yes, Julia was really enjoying that atmosphere. Eva looked a little bit more composed as she came out, which is neither good or bad. It's just interesting. But I tell you what, later on we're seeing Mattia, who was in my commentary box for the boulder, so it was great to see her so far up the order. The lead specialist. So yeah, lots of Austrian stars to come. Of course, Jakob Schubert later on.
Jakob Schubert actually, did he make the semis for bouldering?
No, he missed out. So missed during the, it was a very easy round for qualification for boulder, and I think tiny mistakes were punished quite harshly. And also, we had a rain delay, so the temperature changed.
It's quite annoying actually when the boulders are a little bit too easy, and one minor mistake can mess up everything. It's not pleasant at all. I wonder if maybe he was also feeling a bit overwhelmed because people are expecting him to do well because, of course, he's Jakob Schubert.
I don't think so. And the reason I say that is he's used to it, because I interviewed him the other day, because when you walk down to the toilets in the gym, it's his face on the poster. I said, is that weird? And he was like, look, I'm used to it. And I think it's he's just grown up here, so for him it's pretty normal.
Yep.
And of course, he's won here so many times. Right, Giovanni shakes out that right hand, crosses through, cuts loose for a second and cracks on. Ooh, misses the heel, actually.
It's minor mistakes like missing a foot or something, or readjusting your hand, that makes you more pumped.
Now, do keep a little bit of an eye on the weather here. The wind has been blowing through, but the rain has just started. Yes, exactly. But we'll see. It's very well protected, this Innsbruck wall. But look at the wind blowing on the wall. It's so dramatic. The athletes. Yeah.
But the view is nice.
Yes. Apart from the incoming storm, which is building. I'd say the view is scary, especially if you're a judge or an organiser. Let's hope it stays away, shall we? Giovanni doing well up to the end of the black and turquoise section.
And Eva is taller actually, and she used a different beater. She went straight to the mint hold with the black hold on it.
Right, so she just
misses.
Yeah, it's hard to get it in, isn't it?
Come on. She is now really fighting.
Yeah, she's not hit that clip as well, so I think she's getting pumped.
Yeah.
So Eva falls. So not as high as her teammate, but a good fight.
Giovanni manages to actually get past this green, volumey section.
Yeah, and he makes the next move, but this is very stretched out. It's a good hold. but awkward to move from it.
And he's got a heel in. Perhaps you have to switch to a toe.
The heel is what the setters wanted to get the move, but yeah, you're right. I think he's going to have to drag it out. He jumps.
That was a really good effort.
Well, he will jump into the top spot as he comes down. You can see the boulder wall in the background now, stripped of the roots. Am I in first place, he says? Yes, you are, sir. So happy with that. And it is high, this men's route, really all about the final third. Look at the wind blowing through his hair there. And look at that background as the storm rolls around us here in Innsbruck. A big slap up towards the big hold.
That's a really good effort. What is the beater here? To go right hand?
I think to cross through, yes.
Yeah.
There's quite good holds. I said to describe it as a massive jug, but you just can't use it, which seems particularly mean. And that was the fall from Eva as well, just slightly before. Love that shot. Thumb on the Notex, sliding, starting to go. She fights. Look at the shadow. Oh, look at that shot. Beautiful. And down she comes. Love the reflection there in the black reflective surface. Okay, next set up. Things do not pause here in Innsbruck as we drive forwards. Ilya Skalaris comes out onto the stage.
And Colin Duffy.
Yeah, Colin didn't make the finals, was in semi-finals for Boulder. He's a double gold medalist here in Innsbruck in 2022. It was an amazing moment to witness. Hasn't quite achieved that level again. And we'd like to see him come back here.
I'd really like to see him on the top section of the climb. Actually, I think he's capable of topping the climb. I guess it depends on the sequences and if he manages to know what he's doing.
Ilaria Skalaris approaches the wall. She's a very good outdoor climber as well. And I think it was AB plus recently. So she is underway. Colin Duffy. What mood is Colin Duffy in? I always think that's a part of it. Sometimes he's just not on form. Sometimes he's in majestic form. Climbing very quickly, whatever he's doing. Ilya, a bit hesitant down low at the moment. Careful with her moves. Whilst World Cup's copper.
Oh, he got a knee bar.
He's stacking it, isn't he?
He's stacking it, yeah.
So the left leg is pressing into the right leg in order to create a bit more distance. So both athletes underway and going. Ilaria.
And he got a toe here. He didn't get the heel that everyone else has been getting on the black foot.
I think the toe might look better, to be honest. Certainly easier to get in. Well, he drops that right knee underneath. Stands up. Hope he doesn't jump. Still nervous about that.
Missed the rope a few times to get the clip in.
Right, now he flicks it. Ilaria as well has those clips in, but she's entering the cruxy section, the low crux section for the women. Colin cracks a high heel hook in on that pinch no-tex hold, comes up with the left hand.
Looks solid on the holds.
It does, it's got to rock all the way though, and that left foot hand, we saw the close-up of it, it's blocked, it's a bit shallow. He's about to enter the steepest section as well, and where the hardest moves are so far. Ilaria really climbing well. I think she was maybe a bit nervous down low, but she's centered herself, sorted it out on this section. Colin with a bicycle, one leg pulling with the toe, one leg pushing.
I'm excited to see what he does here.
Yeah, me too. Well, currently he's boosting through. Ilaria, 360 turns. That is the sequence the setters thought, but she kind of almost screamed her way through that. I think she was a bit shocked herself.
She looks solid, actually. Doesn't look pumped. Looks quite comfortable on the holds.
Okay, she's got some hard moves to come though. Colin, meanwhile, is on the big red hole. He's got a right toe in. He crosses through to the jug. Colin Duffy. Ilaria falls on the left of your screen. Colin Duffy continues.
Come on, Colin.
Onto the jib, the head wall ahead. He falls. But that was brilliant from Colin.
Really, really good.
43, that puts him up on the top spot. I think it's going to be a tight thing, this men's competition.
Yeah.
Athletes climbing high into that head wall. We'll see. Lots of big names to come. And a few now before the... 4 to go before the cleaning break. And look at that crowd. I didn't think they could get much bigger from Boulder, but wow.
I actually think the men's route is not as bad as I thought it was. Like, looks okay. I could be wrong. Very wrong.
Well, the semi-finals tends to be a bit harder than the finals sometimes, because we've got to separate the athletes, whereas the finals, we want them to just show off and be incredible. This was Ilaria's 360.
Really cool.
Yeah, that
tongue as well.
Tongue did a sort of 180 as she did a 360.
It's interesting that with lead climbing, you can tell what grade the climb is, sort of. But with bouldering, you can't tell what grade the boulder is. Usually, you're never able to tell, actually.
I think they're hard to grade, aren't they? Because it's the time limit, and they're tricky in terms of like how to solve them, rather than straightforward difficult. Okay, Takao is coming on there on your screen. Nika said that Nika Potapova was telling me earlier that it's nice to have a climber smaller than her out on the stage. And then Luka Potačak for Slovenia on the right. We go to Copper, of course, in September, to their fairly new lead wall. Love going there. That's a gentleman chilling out on the mats, just relaxing for a bit, looking up. I must say, I did that myself earlier during the qualification, just had a moment to pause amidst the carnage. So Luka Potačak pulls onto the wall. Timona now approaches. Yeah, will she find some of these sequences reachy? Her teammate Ai Mori is fairly small as well. Maybe they read this route together. Ai climbing much later on.
I think being small comes in handy with lead climbing, actually, because there's some moves that are really uncomfortable for taller people. So it's kind of a benefit to be their size.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of fitting into a space and making the moves,
But then there's moves where you're not meant to cut loose, but they have to because of their height. So it's also not a benefit.
Yes, we talk about height a lot here in the commentary box, and usually it's a discussion of which moves suit which heights rather than a general disadvantage or advantage. Luka Potačak in the 35-degree section. Meanwhile, Timona is nearing the 51-degree section in the middle of the wall. Imagine a kilter board at home if you climb on a 50 kilter board. It's pretty steep, isn't it? Well, that's what the athletes have to do now.
He gets the heel, not the toe.
You now adjust it to a toe and rocks right over on it, gets the weight in and under. So both athletes about, well, Luka maybe halfway, Timona a little bit less. Swings and cuts loose. And now she's looking for a right heel. It's only pressing on that no-tech surface. Luka Potičar, meanwhile, wiggles in the clip, flick of the hands. And he's climbed super confidently so far. Very capable of making finals and standing on a podium. And the DJ ramps things up for the audience as the athletes perform. Valencia next to me said she goes into a, what did you describe it as? Like a blankness or something?
Yeah, everything just goes blank in my head. I'm not listening or paying attention to anything that is happening around me.
Well, hopefully that's happening for the athletes, because Luka goes up into the red holds here. Hard move to come in this sequence, but he's looking great. Puts in a heel. Swings her feet round. Luka reaches out, touches the hole briefly. You can see the finger marks a bit higher. No, he hit the blocker for a second, came down. He's frustrated as well. We stick with Timona now. She matches underneath the volumes. Out again. She's nearing the color change and the angle change on the wall here.
She looks comfortable. Doesn't look like she's struggling or anything. It's what I like about the Japanese athletes. They all look really, really, really solid when they're climbing.
Yeah, there's not much drama that goes on, isn't it? Especially on a lead rope. In Boulder, we see some more wild things.
Yeah.
Although because of our height, she might have to sort of go for some jumpy moves. But there isn't any specific sequences here for the women that are specific jumpy cruxes. It's more of an endurance route for them. The right hand underneath. There is a jib there. Goes up to what is another one under. Tries to get the right foot in the dish, which was a bit low, now adjusts. Hits the right crimp. There's 3 fingers on now as she hits the left and then rocks gradually into the left hand. Changes to a toe.
Oh.
And she falls, going to the pocket. And back down to the ground. Well, a good round from both athletes, making some progress here. Luka Potičar is done. Timona as well. A lot of athletes to go, though, before we will know who our top 8 are. Let's see this move again. So she adjusted the right. Big cut loose. It's so accurate with that left foot. Hits the pocket, but slides out to the
Her arm.
Well, what's going on there? Because that elbow going up isn't necessarily a good sign, is it?
I think this is the chicken wings, that's what they call it.
It's usually an indicator that an athlete is getting pumped when the elbows go up like that towards their ears.
Chicken arms.
Although someone described Toby Roberts' style the other day and said it's amazing that his elbows can go to his ears and yet he's still on the wall. And they have a very good point. Toby fights through the pump. These great replays really allow us to see every mistake or moment they had.
Doesn't look so happy.
So, next athlete out from Japan, Yuta, comes onto the stage. And Sarah Chopper, and she's a lady I would imagine you've climbed some youth comps with in the past.
Yeah, she had really, really good results. And then she moved on to the adult circuit. And I think she wasn't having the results she wanted to, I guess. But now she's in the semi-finals at the Innsbruck World Cup, which is amazing. So I'm glad she's back on track.
Yeah, she had a nasty knee injury. You can see that left knee strapped up. All right, so the tension rises a bit as the athletes approach the wall. straight away underway. Jutta quickly off the ground and gets going. Sarah Chopper as well now is underway. Jutta, he's 23. Been climbing for a while. 2017 was his debut. Wu Zhang, it was 21st. It's so weird that Wu Zhang was the first Lead World Cup of the year. I keep sort of catching myself because usually it's Innsbruck. But of course we had that individual event back in China.
Sarah Chopper was actually one of my favorite athletes, especially in Korea. She came first on the lead, which was really, really cool. She was the only one to, I'm pretty sure she topped the final climb, which was really, really cool.
Yeah, part of that Slovenian team, which we know there's a certain Janja Garnbret at the head of. But Janja said the other day that, you know, look, I'm not so young anymore, which is bizarre to me. It makes me feel very old, because I remember when she was very young.
It's always interesting to hear when the person on the microphone is announcing how many World Cups she's been to and how many competitions she's attended and how many she's won. It's a lot.
She's got a heck of a record.
Yeah.
So Sarah on the 51-degree overhanging section now. Right undercling with the right hand. Crosses through. Foot on the jib, she comes out, slides down the slope, but manages to hold it. Keep an eye on Jutta as well. He's nearing a shakeout point. So back athletes kind of neck and neck in terms of distance, about halfway up this wall. So Jutta, he's resting in kind of a weird position here.
It's really comfortable.
Yeah, but feet really low and
he didn't get a heel, he got a toe. I don't know if he can make it work. He probably will. He's in a really awkward position right now.
yeah, Sarah flicks her head back and she, oh no, yeah, he just rests in a strange place, needs to recover from it. Sarah Chopper as well. We only really seen Ilya Skalaris do that 360 move. It was the intended beat, but everyone's managed to cheat it a little bit. And it's interesting the athletes who have struggled to get that high toe up and those who haven't.
Yeah, I wonder how the route setters feel when people cheat the beta.
I think generally they quite like it because they're seeing something new. I think if an athlete completely breaks the beta and it's a lot easier, then they're probably a bit frustrated.
Yeah.
Well, put it like, they're frustrated when they try to prevent it and they do it anyway.
Yeah.
I think generally they quite like seeing interesting things happening. I mean, it's part of the game, isn't it?
Sarah looks comfortable.
High above her head. She's got to change the feet, though. Yeah, it went from comfortable to not comfortable very quickly there. She needed to change those feet. The rain is still spitting down, a little heavier now, but it will not affect our wall, so it's all good.
Quite windy as well.
Yeah, and the crowd are shrugging it off at the moment. They don't seem to care. Yeah, no one's run away or retreated from the rain, so it can't be that bad. As we watch some replays of Sarah coming down. Yeah, nice slow motion shots there. Darkening sky behind her as evening settles in. It's coming up to 20 to 9 here, Central European time. That's when he looked good. He had that knee bar in. Hit what is a pretty positive, sharp crimp with the right hand. This is where it went wrong for him. He was trying to bring the left foot onto something, but there's not much there.
That is completely blocked.
He's caught a few people out that move. Ah, he had a toe in.
Yeah. I'm excited for the next athlete. Max Bertone.
Yes, Max will be out next. Haven't seen him for a while. Nice to see him back.
I think he just took the year off to train. And it's helped, I can see.
And then Manon Healy comes on from France. She was climbing the OQS as well. There is Max.
You can see the rain. It's starting to rain a little bit heavier, I think.
It is a little, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Are we going to have another Innsbruck moment here? I hope not. If you're watching at home, you'd pray some rain gods, please. Keep that rain away. Yeah, Max, it was in Augsburg where he came second.
Yep.
And then Helsinki back in 23 where he won. So he has had some time off, and he seems to have had a growth spurt as well.
Yeah, I remember he used to be quite small.
Yes.
But he's all grown up now.
Yes, he is.
Makes me feel old too.
Oh, come on. He's 17. He's the same age as you. Don't you be saying that in this commentary box. Manon Healy underway. She'll fight hard. She always does. Max cracks in a high toe hook. Pinches with the left hand. Brings the right up. He gets this stack knee bar. I remember when that move first kind of, I'm about to say came out, it's obviously always been there, but started getting used and how exciting it was to see. I still get a bit of a thrill from seeing a stack knee bar like that.
It's interesting to see that there's different ways of resting.
I will be honest, I've never used one in my entire life. I'll have to practice. Cuts these, brings the feet up.
And he doesn't get the left foot up on the small one before going to that hold.
Yeah, true. So a bit of a different sequence from him. Looking good. Manon Healy flicks the left leg out. Careful to avoid standing on that banner out there. And hits the slope, but she's a bit high on that. Most people have gone a bit lower, but she makes the move work.
And she doesn't stop to rest at that section. She carries on. Perhaps now she will rest. Yeah.
Yes, well, she's about to launch into the 56. So, 51 to 56. Meanwhile, Max is on a slightly less steep section, 20 degrees. Out with the right shouldery move here. Careful with your feet through this section.
He's looking good. He looks solid. Doesn't look too tired, I think.
Yeah, Yuta really struggled his way through this move, but no problems from Max. Manon Healy as well makes a quick clip. Doesn't want to hang around in this steep section, wants to get it done. Left foot up.
Max is starting to feel a little bit tired.
He's got a nice toe hook in, and that might help him recover a bit.
It would have been nice to see if Ariane and Max were climbing at the same time. It would have been interesting.
Oh, but he slips. He went very low on that pinch. I think he should have tried to go a bit higher on it. Well, we stick with Manon Healy. Currently, Alexander Totskova leaving her with a 40 plus. Down in the top 8 is Manon Healy now. So she's climbed herself into a provisional finals place, but of course, much climbing to come.
Oh.
And then Manon falls as well after that. So that will leave her in 8th. They're technically in, but I think she will be pushed out of that final.
Yeah.
And the two teammates, of course. Max saying thank you. Manon shaking her head.
Not very happy. And for now, Alex Totskova is in the first position, which is really good.
Yeah, she is, leading the way. So Manon launched out, hit the slope. That's where I thought she might have gone a bit high. Looks better from that angle. Shaking out, trying to recover, breathing. And had two hands on the undercling, but she went up towards the crimp. no.
Not happy.
That's a great shot. The chalk flies out of the chalk bag. The mountains silhouetted in the background beneath the clouds. This was Max going super low. It's a very wide pinch down there. It's actually narrow at the top, maybe easier to hold on to.
I think you can't cut loose on this section. Your feet need to be doing something. I don't know what, but...
There are some jibs there, so just, I think... that was the moment the two of them had. Yeah, the French team sort of move around the world as a big blue unit. Okay, next up will be Tomoe Narasaki.
And Natsumi Oda.
Yeah, so two more teammates together. And you can see there is a bit of rain hanging around because they're walking in on trainers.
Yeah.
The wall nice and protected, which is good to see. We're definitely going to get... Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say we're definitely going to get this done. But I'm not expecting any problems here. So Tomoe, we'll expect him to climb quickly, though. He always does. He has that style where he doesn't hang around. And Natsumi Oda. Let's see how she approaches this. Shoes off, climbing shoes ready. Belay is ready as well. Belay has been working really hard all day. That is a tough job. I was in the gym with a Belay earlier on. And I said to him, is it not stressful? He said, yes, it is. It's not a job I'd want to do.
Same, I'd feel awful if I'm not giving enough rope or I don't catch the person properly.
So, Tomoe launches, as everyone has done. We can't really have any feet through here. Jibs underneath the big dish, or the upside-down toilet bowl. And that's Natsumi. Slow and steady. I think most of the women have done this bottom section like this.
And Tomoe doesn't stop to rest on the big toilet.
He doesn't. He just doesn't. He keeps on climbing.
Yeah.
Of course, Tomoe in the conversation for the Olympics possible podium. Who knows? Very good boulderer.
Really cool.
It would be. Yeah, very good boulderer, very good lead climber. So he's got both skills ticked.
Oh yes.
So Tomoe into the shoulder presses now, drops into the left hand. Take a second to chalk up. His teammate Natsumi is into the steepest bit of the women's route as well. Tomoe bumps over, now cracks in a heel. Got to be careful with that heel now. Doesn't look great on that crimp, you know.
I think it's completely blocked. And you sort of have to use it to readjust your left heel and then immediately go into the right undercut.
Well, he's through the sequence into the crux now, which is quite bouldery, so you might like it. That right foot really high. You see, we saw Max go a bit lower on that.
He got up to that section quite quickly, actually. Didn't really stop to rest at all.
No. Well, he hits the right hand where Max fell. Gets the jib a bit better. Now he's starting to snatch at some holds. So we've still got 3 minutes 28 on the clock. Speed climbing his way through.
It's looking good.
Into fourth now. Colin Duffy on the top split, 44 plus. Tomoe very low. Oh. He hit the low one, he bumped up, he tried to look around the corner to see what was actually meant to be going on with that.
His foot slipped.
Oda has a toe in underneath to the right. Left foot on that difficult, awkward left foot. We've seen lots struggle just to get the foot established.
geht damit in einen Youth Champion-Titel. Hier an der Masse, come on! Das ist Gamma. Hier richtig spielen, gerade.
Oda matches with a heel in, rests well as she comes out, cuts loose and brings her feet back in. 2 minutes 20, she's been climbing quite slow through here.
I can't tell, is she tall or is it the angle?
I will find out the height if you give me 1 sec. She's in the first of these big upside down holds. So she's 164, so yeah, fairly tall.
Tall, yeah.
Wants a knee bar, can't find it, handing away. Now she goes again, kind of gets it, more of a scrub.
Come on.
No, she falls. I think she wanted that knee because she was getting pumped.
Yeah.
Well, halfway through our competition here in Innsbruck. 13 athletes to go, and we are still looking for our top 8 as we move into the cleaning break time. Opportunity for you at home just to grab a quick cup of tea or a beer, whatever you want. So we'll go soon after that. Now tell me about brushing holds. Why do the route setters do this weird thing where they climb the wall and clean everything?
Well, I guess to make the holds more comfortable for the next people to come out. I don't know how they actually decide when to brush the holds.
Well, it's halfway through for the semi-final route. And then we have multiple hold brushing moments during the qualification. But describe, like, if you're telling me, if you were to describe to me what it was like if you hold a hold that hasn't been brushed compared to a hold that has been brushed, what is it, just like a friction thing, a feeling?
Well, there's one boulder actually inside the gym, which I was trying when I was warming up for the bouldering. And I was trying it so many times. The hold was not brushed at all. But I didn't brush it, I just wanted to try it. And I couldn't make the move. And as soon as I brushed it, I managed to pull on the hold and I was able to make the move easily without any problems. So I think it makes the friction better because chalk gives you better grip on the holds, but it also makes your hands a bit like kind of sweaty, and it does make the holds a little bit worse than what they are.
Oh, Colin. Our MC is having fun. Colin Duffy leads the way, 44 plus, just ahead of Tomoe Narasaki. We saw him just now. Luca Potiga, Giovanni Placchi, Philip Schenk, Max Berton, Kyoben Kawan, and Nino Grunfelder. That's our top 8. Down to Yannick Nigel. Yannick misread the route, went for a jump when it was a press, and he fell. Of course, lots of athletes to come, including Sasha Lehmann at the very end, and Serato and Raku, but Jakob Schubert, Toby Roberts, Alex Megos, and Taisai Homer. That's basically a finals there, isn't it? They will be in the hunt. And for the women, Alexander Totskova with 40 plus leads the way. Julia Fisher after that, 34 plus. Tomoe Takao, and then Jenny Buckley in 4th. Sarah Chopper, Manon Healy, Eva Hamula, and Michaela Smetanova in the top 8. Peter Lucan outside at the moment. Well, will be outside. Hannah Moyle, 26. Elias Skalaris after that. And those are the athletes who have climbed. Again, some athletes have been climbing in finals the other day. They have had a day off though, so at least they'll have a chance to recover. Well, the crowd are enjoying things. I think they're going to get some goodies thrown at them. I wonder where this box of free stuff is. I want to get involved with that myself. I've never thrown any up to the commentary box. I could do with a new jacket, new bag maybe. Well, the crowd enjoying it here. They've been having a great time all week.
It's so nice to see that the crowd is having fun as well as the athletes.
Well, Valencia, what is next for you on your World Cup tour? Are you doing any more this season?
Well, now I'm going back to the youth competitions. So I've got Dawn Bryn, I'm missing Gilina. These are all lead competitions, and I'm training for the Youth Worlds in China. So, yeah.
Well, we'll talk more about that in a sec. Right now, let's watch some highlights so you can sit back and enjoy. We'll take a second break here in the commentary box, so we'll see you in a second. Well, the setters are about halfway through this brushing process now, cleaning the wall. And we do this at the halfway point in the semi-finals. It's just to ensure that everyone is on an equal footing. Because obviously the more chalk goes in the holes, the dirtier they get. So we want everyone to have the same chance. Austrian flags flying there in the stadium. And this is our wall, if you don't know it, 15 meters high, 20 meters wide. And look at the degrees, especially on the left, really steep, 56 degrees through there. But every single line that you can see on that diagram is a panel. And each panel is a different angle. It's one of the wonderful things about this wall here in Innsbruck. It's so diverse, there's so much real estate for the setters to play with, and boy, do they. Paraclimbing the other day had 4 routes spread across it. And in fact, you know what? Second place too. Hannah Moyle unfortunately out. And the athletes left to come. Some big names. Jenny Garnbrett qualifying in first position. And no, I won't give a spoiler, but she did okay in Boulder, put it like that. Well, we're almost underway. I can see the athletes waiting in the gate. That was one of the fastest cleaning rounds I think I've ever seen. And we're about to get ready to be underway here. Next up, Eloise Dumont from Belgium will enter the stage, and Stefano Ghisolfi from Italy comes out. Stefano failed to qualify for the OQS. He's as much of an outdoor climber as he is an indoor climber nowadays. There is Stefano getting himself ready to compete. Such an experienced athlete. Really lovely to have him on the circuit. Not sure how long he'll be competing for, so enjoy every single second you can. For Eloise, she last climbed in Augsburg, where she came second, so she's coming off the back of a good run of form. We'll have to climb hard.
I'm excited to watch Stefano climbing.
I am too. Right, Felicia, I know you just left the commentary box. What's it like out there? What's the rain situation?
It's not that bad actually, it's just spitting. I don't think there is any reason for the competition to be delayed or anything like that. I hope for now.
Yes, fingers crossed for that. It's something we've all got our eye on.
Schwester ja auch dabei gewesen, aber hat den Sprung leider ins Ziel nicht geschafft.
So Stefano
Jetzt
cruising at the moment as he hits the pinches up high. And Eloise climbs into the orange and then mint-coloured holds. I like the way they describe it. I think I said turquoise. I think mint is far more accurate for me.
Yeah. Actually, despite the rain, well, the small amount of rain, it's absolutely baking hot. It's extremely humid. It feels like you've just stepped out of the shower. I do not know how the athletes manage to stay on the wall and, yeah, keep fighting, even though it's horrid.
Yeah, well, Stefano there nearly dropped the heel. He hit a heel on with a big swing, now turns it into a toe. Thought for a sec he was going to fall there on that heel, but he managed to keep it going. Eloise has the heel, reaches back, makes the clip. DJ drops a banger in the background. That's a bit before your time. Valencia. Valencia? It's called Valencia. Valencia's a city, isn't it? What am I doing? So Eloise jumps. Yeah, she's on the steepest part now, so feet are hard to find. Upgrades the left foot, really easily brought that left foot in.
Oh, I think she needs to match, but she can make it work.
Got to crimp hard on the right hand to do it though.
What's really weird is that when you're crimping really hard on holds, you get really pumped. I don't know why and how the body works like that, but it's not coming handy.
Yeah, it's over the emergency button, isn't it? Eloise climbing quickly. Hits the crimps now. Stefano Ghisolfi is about to enter the men's low crux. Here, Eloise falls. That was pretty sudden. So Stefano makes the clips before he prepares himself for the next section here. He'll know this is a tricky bit. He'll have read it from the ground.
It's so interesting to see how different the men's climbs are from the women's climbs. I've always been wondering, like, if the top athletes, Yanya, for example, if she were to try the men route.
I think you and half the world, to be honest. That's a question I get asked all the time. So Stefano, this is good work from him. Has a heel in and crosses through. He's up to fifth. Into the bottom, sort of.
Looking good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good hold, that left hand. It's blocked, of course, but now crosses into the right. Hasn't made the draw, the quick draw yet. And I don't think he can from that position, no. So he's going to go for points only, slips off a sloper, and 42 will be his score. In the same way as we get appeals during boulder comps, we get it in league competitions, so whether a plus is awarded or not is a hot topic of conversation.
I wondered why backflips are not appealed during competitions, but when you go to a climbing gym and if a worker or anyone sees that you've backflipped, it's a huge problem.
I think it's probably slightly less dangerous than people like to make out.
Yeah.
But yes, you are right. And it's certainly not something that should be encouraged. The athletes will try to clip the quick draws in the correct way, of course. But yes, it's not an IFC rule. You can backclip it. I think there's so many quick draws, and again, the chances of it actually coming out of one of those draws is pretty slim.
Yeah.
But obviously, best practice applies outdoors, please. So, this was Eloise cutting loose, bringing the feet back in down low. And it was a bit low. The fall back down to the ground, slapping the thighs in frustration. So lower than she would have wanted that. So next athletes will be Ao Yurikuza for Japan, for the men. Yu Tong Zhang comes for the women. Yu Tong Zhang, of course, qualified for the Olympics in Jakarta for the Asian qualifier. She beat her teammate Jilulo to that place. Doing equally okay, though, at the OQS recently. There is Ao Yurikuza. I love this shot here where they block the light. It's so dramatic, isn't it? Breathing deeply as he looks up.
I wonder how the athletes feel when they have a camera right up in their face.
Well, how do you feel? I mean, I know you haven't hit this stage yet.
I don't like it at all.
See, that's the performer in me. I quite enjoy it. There's a camera up in my face. That's why I'm not a pro climber, I'm a pro speaker. But yes, you're right. I mean, I think dealing with that, I mean, it's part of the game, right? And as the sport gets bigger, we're going to have more of that. But you're right, it's intimidating. So Ao rotates through. He's actually finding some pretty good feet where most just cut loose and go here. Yu Tong Zhang making her way up. She was so emotional when she won in Jakarta. Our cameras were focused on her face when she realised she won, and she did realise in stages almost. And the disbelief was really special to witness. Just total shock from her. So Ao gets in a high toe hook, reaches up, makes the clips. And Tong Zhang, meanwhile, cruising through the bottom section. Manon Healy, there's an appeal going for her, by the way. Not sure if it's for or against. I think she's appealing for. Well, that's underway. And the judges do try to let us know when they've got an appeal, but obviously they have a busy job and we're low on their priority, but thank you for letting us know when you can. So here we go. DJ ramps things up again in the background, as does the MC. And Ao Yurikuza is nearing the first of, I guess, what's a mini shakeout, Felicia? Like a sort of
micro shake,
yeah,
I think it's called.
a stance anyway.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we're halfway, or more than halfway through now the semi-final. My name's Matt Groom. I'm joined by Felicia May in the commentary box. One of our younger athletes coming through onto the scene from the youth circuit. Great to have you sharing your thoughts here.
I'm still puzzled on why Yannick jumped to the 2-ons.
Me too. It must have just been a moment, you know, like he forgot about the route reading here. I mean, look, it does look like a classic IFSC jump,
It
you know,
does.
like a double clutch, but
to do texture,
oh, he pops a foot. That will play in his mind. Those little mistakes, it does affect you later on.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same for some athletes, but when I'm climbing, if I do a little mistake or something, it's sort of like it ruins the tempo that I was in, and it affects the rest of my climbing.
What do you do to snap yourself out of it, or can you not?
Well, I guess it comes over time to snap myself out of it, but I literally use the smallest things as an excuse for my climbing. Like my hair wasn't perfect or my makeup wasn't perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that something you're working on in terms of the psychology?
Definitely.
No such problems for Ao. Yeah, actually, we don't know. Maybe his hair is in the way. We'll find out after. Ao goes up. He's looking really good at the moment.
Yeah.
No hesitations from him. As he hits the top pinch, he moves into 9th place.
Oh.
Slips that volume. He wasn't on the jib. He was trying to bump into it. Yu Tong Zhang, meanwhile, kicks that left foot out. Drives through the feet into the pocket and is nice and accurate. She has to come over the quick draw, which was tricky.
I cannot tell if she's pumped or not. She just looks so... Oh.
As you said it, yeah, she falls, crossing through above that big black volume. her hair is blowing in the wind there, so maybe it's in her face. Let's see what happens. So she had the underclings in. It was a bit high on that block crimp. Hit the first one first and then tried to slip down into it, but couldn't get it.
I think she's in third now.
Someone's getting arty out on the wall there. Look at that spin, gorgeous. Nice shadows. And it's getting towards that time of the evening where the shadows do start to come into play. Coming up to 9:15 here.
I think the foot slip kind of affected the rest of his climbing.
Yeah, you did say it gets you, doesn't it? I suppose your heart rate spikes when that happens. You start holding on a bit too much. Some people are really good. I mean, your teammate Alexandra is really good at sort of recovering from moments.
She's very powerful. She's got lots of endurance as well. So even a minor mistake, she's still able to stay on the wall, which is really, really impressive.
Our next set of athletes are out. Camille Pouget from France comes on. Satomi Yoshida. Now, Satomi Yoshida, we know him more from league competition, but wow, was he impressive on the boulder wall the other day. Kind of cool to see him. He's another one who will not let go of that wall. Seems to hang around forever on it. Japan bringing a big team here. I don't know how they have the energy to go around the world because all the coaches follow them.
I honestly don't know. And Japan is so far from everything. So
it's a shame we're not going back there this year. I really miss it. We usually have a World Cup or two there. They haven't this year. There's our French flip-flop on the ground. Yes, so Tony Yoshida came 10th in the boulder the other day. A real improvement from him from his 29th before. Last league comp was Wujiang where he was 11th. Quickly through the first sequences. Makes that first clip pretty high, gets in a double. DJ's decided to make things a bit mysterious, a little bit tense out there with this tune. I feel like I commentate on the DJ as much as I do the climbing in Innsbruck.
The music is too good.
Whether it's good or not, that is a matter of opinion, I think, from the comments. It's certainly dramatic. He times it quite nicely, and he seems to sense the mood of the people.
On the bouldering, he was putting really dramatic music for the top athletes. It was really nice to watch, actually.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, sometimes I find the DJ gets it very, very wrong. I'm not going to name venues, but occasionally it's just terrible. But here in Innsbruck, generally pretty good. Camille Pouget cuts loose, as everyone has done, hits that sloper with the right hand. Tony Yoshida hit that left heel straight away. Saw Stefano take about 3 goes to do that.
Stefano is one of the shorter ones, isn't he?
Fairly, yes. I mean, I think climbing, especially the men's side, I mean, everyone seems to be quite compact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly no Adam Ondra in terms of height. Ability, definitely. So Camilla drags that right toe onto the sloper here. Oh, struggling as she unleashes it and then comes over to the left of the wall. So Tony Yoshida moves flowingly through those sequences. Some athletes are really sort of quite powerful on the shoulder, but it didn't look like there was any effort from them. Look at this high heel.
She also seems like one of the taller athletes.
Yeah, and it's always interesting to me how an athlete does use their height, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm famous for always talking about Paul Jempt because he's so tall. I like the way he climbs, the way he uses it. And I think as a shorter climber myself, I'm a bit envious, perhaps.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm tall, but my legs take up most of my height. So I'm always managing to use my legs in any situation that I can.
Camilla's 162 centimetres. So Tony into the second of the crux. This whole sequence really is a cruxy bit. As you traverse left and then you traverse left again.
Oh, 2 fingers.
She could be in trouble here. She's adjusting one too many times, perhaps. Yeah, with low. You could see, I think, when an athlete does 3 bumps like that at a crimp, when it's a drag, you're in trouble.
Oh, his foot came off.
Tony was so stretched out there coming through. There's not much for feet. There's 2 small red jibs below
and
that
it's
section.
just the handholds for feet.
Yeah. Not much down low. But he did get through that move. A lot of people have fallen on the crux. But this move, you know, so many people hit the low sloper and it's better higher up.
It's like Colin Duffy knew exactly where to get the hold.
We see some great faces. Did you see Ilias's face on the live stream yesterday?
No. Oh yes, I did actually. Yeah.
The best face I've seen in climbing. I think if someone doesn't do some memes of that face soon, there's a real issue with the internet. Not in a mean way, of course. Please break it up. It's very funny. The next set of athletes, we're waiting. The rain has stayed away. I was very nervous when I keep looking left because it looked like we're about to get flooded out, but somehow it stayed away.
I'm very excited to see Flora on the women's route.
Tell me about Flora then, because she's 16. She's from Austria.
Yeah. The first time I saw her compete was 2022 at the European Championships in Graz, and she was on fire. She came first. She was absolutely amazing. Then she moved to UA, and I guess she took some time off of the bouldering competitions and used the time to train, and you can see that the work has already paid off. And I watched her during the qualifications. She was absolutely fighting, and it was just really incredible to watch.
For someone that's kind of in your generation of climbers that you can look up to. And is there any people we should look out for in the youth scene who are coming through? Any secret tips?
Secret tips. Enjoy your youth.
That's a bit too late, I'll be honest. That's something you should have told me a long time ago. Just ruined my youth, basically. Well, Flora is underway. I meant more athletes rather than life tips, but I appreciate the life tip as well.
I think many of the Slovenian, for example, Spanish, Austrian, and then Japanese, Korean, Chinese.
Right, so half the world,
half
basically.
the world,
okay, cool. Thank you. That's very Google. Shio Nomata on the right-hand side as well. He's on the mint holds. And then Flora on the left. Team Austria with some depth as well then, bringing these 16-year-olds through. Shio was 9th in Wujiang. First at the Continental Youth Championships. He's only 18.
He's quite young as well.
Struggling with that clip though, he did it really high. I mean, high above his head. Not. Yeah.
Enjoy your youth.
Oh, goodness me. That would just be dished in the commentary box. So Flora is enjoying her youth. She's cutting loose. Oh, actually keeps the right foot on. Everyone else kind of floated, like cut loose there, and she doesn't.
Yeah. I like the way she climbs. She climbs like she knows what she's doing and that she's not nervous at all. I really enjoy watching her climb.
She's looking good at the moment. Shiona Mata, meanwhile, gets a little 2 clips in to start this shoulder move. Shion launches into a shoulder. Careful with the feet, stands on the jib, drops down. Matches, crosses under. I think it's almost like mandatory that an Austrian athlete has to do that, you know? I mean, where else is the crowd going to react to you like that?
I love the fact that she's just enjoying herself. No pressure, just there to climb.
No pressure, but suddenly she does look like she's in a bit of trouble here. There'll be a coach saying, do not hype the crowd like that. But yeah, she's really having to battle through these underclings. Oh, she's in trouble with the feet. Now that's better.
She made it work.
Just about, eh? Shiona Mata on the right is nearing a crux too. So Flora, on the big black holes that shine in the lights, comes up into the undercling with the left hand.
She gets the crimp on the side.
Yeah, but it's quite awkward, isn't it? It's really far to the right, she falls. We'll see a replay of that in a sec. Let's both Flora goes as well.
That was a good fight.
I wonder if you feel like a dip of energy. You know, when an athlete falls next to you and the crowd sort of groan like that. I wonder if you hear that.
I mean, you can't really tell by the crowd's reaction if you've done well or if you haven't done well.
Oh, this was Flora down low. She climbed herself into a little bit of issues. I think burned her some energy out. And you can see the elbow started to go. Made the jump. Back down to the ground in front of that home crowd. Meanwhile, Shiona Mata, let's see where he came unstuck.
Was this... I don't actually know why he came off, I guess. Pumped.
Yeah, I think just sheer fatigue through there, isn't it?
He was struggling quite a bit with the clips. Maybe... Oh.
Yeah, it's caught a lot of people out, and you can see when we look down the scoreboard that whole problematic one. Okay, next Austrian athlete, and my co-commentator for both of the semi-finals for Boulder, Mattia Puzzi, comes onto the stage. She was telling me how much she was looking forward to this moment in front of her home crowd. She's very much part of this Austrian climbing family. Their training centre is in the gym itself. And then Zento Murashita, fourth in Wuzhang.
I hope she hypes up the crowd.
I think she might. She had a very good qualifying round. It was good watching her climb earlier on. I was worried I might have tired her out in the commentary box with all that speaking, but she seems still fresh, which is good. So Zento gets in the first clip on the right. Some people have gone for the double here. He's going to do a bit more climbing first of all. Mattia swinging through the moves. Listen to the crowd. They're still going. They're still enjoying it. But as you said, it is a bit like an oven out there. I think it was 34 degrees today.
Horrid.
I don't know, see, I like the heat.
I
enjoy this atmosphere. For me, the sweatier the better.
Absolutely not, no.
There's a reason why I left the UK, you know. No more rain for me, please.
No, it's horrible in the UK now. It's also hot there, so
I might go back then.
you should.
Tia cuts loose. Yeah, most people cut loose. I can't remember who it was who kept their toe on, but someone did on that bottom jib. I think it might take less energy, actually, just to cut loose, but...
And no one has gotten a knee bar in St. Hannah.
Yeah, good point.
I don't think it's necessary, but I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, actually, yeah. Maybe it's just a bit too low to be looking for it.
Or I guess whatever suits the athlete. If it suited her in the moment, then that's what she decided to do.
Tia climbing really positive. Every movement she does is precise. Shakes out their left leg for a bit of cramp there, maybe, or just to get rid of some of the pump. Well, Mattia cuts loose there and then refines the feet. Zento was so careful with that left hand when he brought it up into the pinch. It's really delicate. It's like he's got all his weight through his feet, nothing in the hands. Cuts loose though, again going over. But everyone's eyes in the stadium are on Mattia on the left of your screen here. She approaches what is one of the lower cruxes for the women.
She looks comfortable. I hope I didn't jinx it again.
Left foot on a jib. Got to be accurate here. There's slippy no-tex. Hits the right crimp. But look at this from Mattia. Up into 13th on our scoreboard. The points will keep on racking up. Scoreboard a bit delayed on the points at the moment, so she'll be, look at this, big up to 4th. 13th to 4th, the scoreboard catching up with us.
Struggling to get the clip in.
Yeah, she's going for points here, hits the undercling.
It's nice to see that even though athletes are probably upset that they didn't do what they wanted to, they still managed to turn around to the crowd and wave and smile, and it's nice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think she up into 4th, unless things change. So Zento is on the area where a lot of people have felt, clawed his way through there.
He looks super solid.
Into the jug with that left hand now. We'll bring the right hand through in a second. It's tips for the thumb, as you can see. But will he go low? Yes, he does. This is such a problem for everyone who does this. Go high. Yes. I think it's tricky because there's lots of chalk now down low. And I get it's an intermediate, but people seem to be struggling to use it as intermediate, you know, to get the upgrade.
And you're so pumped at that point from the green volumes and the start section. You can't mess up. But there's no way of really knowing where exactly to hold the hold.
That's a great shot, showing the scale of this wall, the climber like a little ant up there and falling back down to the ground. It's really overhanging. You stand under the wall, you look up, you cannot see the top. It's one of those. And look, there is a little edge back there, or a deeper bit to the hold. Ooh, yeah, the left foot popped. I think it was... That's the thing, you're stretching a long way on. Look how small the jib is for the left toe. That's all you're powering off. And watch that left toe as he makes the move, bing, and you're done. Mattia, meanwhile, that knee taped heavily. Looked right, eyes flicking at the hole. Look at that face.
Determination.
Yeah, serious determination. She brings that knee back down, trying to drive through the sequences. Up she came.
It's interesting, everyone has a different face when they're climbing.
I dread to think of mine in super slow-mo. In fact, if you're watching at home, imagine your super slow-mo climbing face. I bet it's not pretty. Mine. the opposite. So, nearing the final third here of our semi-finals. Remember, we're looking for 8 athletes to move forward. Taken back down to the ground. Right, next athlete is waiting, and it is Mia Krampel, who will soon to be a double Olympian. Qualified the other day in the OQS, and look at her striding out, the confidence she's got to be feeling right now. You know, you've come away from a comp, achieving what you wanted. And then Jonas Utelli on the right for Switzerland.
Good music choice. Honestly, I don't know how the athletes don't get distracted by the music, because I would be turning around and singing and dancing.
I think you should. Maybe we'll relax you out there. This is a new tactic. As you're now coach, and I know your coach is just round the corner, but you know, we'll drop him off. I think you should definitely dance. Please do. Next, when you make a semi-final, I get to commentate. If you don't dance, I'm going to be very upset. So Mia's underway. She's one of those all or nothing athletes often. She'll either absolutely crush it or make a mistake.
I think she will crush it.
Okay. You should touch some wood, by the way. Risky, that one. Jonas, 24th in Budapest, 23rd in Shanghai, so consistently in the low 20s. Awkward clip, though.
Yeah.
He made that awkward for himself, and he got his finger kind of stuck in it.
Yeah.
It was just a body position more than anything. Makes an adjustment, gets the next clip in. Jonas dropping back down in order to rest. I think he'll just steady himself after those 2 clips. Wasn't the smoothest sequence. Better now, though. Ooh, but no, loses a foot for a sec. So Jonas, not struggling, but making life hard. Cuts loose, but gets the heel in first time. That was well done. Mia Krampel also keeps that right foot on.
Oh, I didn't see that on the hold that Mia's left hand is on, there's a thumb jib. I did not notice that at all.
I didn't either. Yeah, there's got to be something, I guess. There's just no texture under there. Well, she flicks round. Yeah, you're right. It's very small, but it is there. Yeah, the athletes do carry binoculars when they come and observe the routes to spot things like that. Jonas bumps the hand, makes room for the heel.
Looks comfortable.
Yeah, he shakes out as he comes up with the left hand, rocks over with the body. Again, we'll chalk up and rest here. The sequences to come for him. Mia on the match. Jonas out. He gets that toe jam in, but you can't really rest in that position. The hands are so bad, just fingertips on that right hand. Into the bottom of the green volume. Now hits the top of it.
Looks good.
It does so far, eh? That heel is nicely in.
Yeah. Oh.
Mia, though. Oh, no. Well, that's what I said about it being all or nothing, and she is sadly nothing this time. Down in 14th at the moment. She walks off to the side of the stage. She will be frustrated by that one. That was tough. And now walks forward into the light. We stick with Jonas. He's low. Now he gets it. Big right drop as he stretches up high. Makes a little adjustment. Hits the right foot. Springs. No, that was great though. Look at that, 43. No one's gone near Colin Duffy's score in a while. 44 gets upgraded. Yeah, Colin Duffy has just been out there on his own for a long time. No one challenging him. Jonas came close.
Very, very happy. Did he break his nose?
I think it's one of those, you know, when you open it up, like the sinuses or whatever it is.
Oh.
I think it's one of those. I noticed that the other day, yeah. Oh, he's broken his nose. I didn't think broken nose, but I don't know. What do you think? Are you listening? Did Jonas break his nose? Let us know. Send me a message. Well, that was the moves on the very, very top. Held it for a while. Flicked with the leg. Couldn't find the jib. Yeah, I didn't really bother about the clip at that point. Wanted to get that tiny crimp up there. Looked quite positive, but it's thin. Yeah, he knows that was good. That might be enough for the final, you know. Mia, meanwhile, with that tattoo on the leg that she's been building up over the years. The leopard. Love those eyes. And she's that kind of a character, but it didn't go well for her tonight. And you can see how frustrated she was. Just a bit low on it, just didn't hit it properly. Next set of athletes are waiting. Shooter Tanaka runs on, then Chen So. She qualified the other day, and it was really wonderful to watch. She had to wait a long time to do it, leaving it till the OQS, but she's in, and I fully think she should be in as well. It'd be great to see her climb. I've known Chen So for quite a long time, and I like the fact that she's been working on her English to communicate. That's what she told me. She wants to, you know, speak to more people, and she's been working on all of her skills, and she really is an ambassador now. In fact, I had to interview her I wanted to interview her the other day, and she was talking to Yanya, and I sort of had to take her away, and Yanya just said to her, look, go and be a star. And that's what it is, you know, she is a star now.
That's really cute.
Yeah. So, Shooter Tanaka gets going. 7th in Wujiang, making finals there. Can he get his 2nd finals in a row for World Cups? And so, as well, nice and smooth for the first 2 clips here. Shooter and Chen So underway. Clocks, remember, they're different times because the athletes pull off at different moments. They do get 6 minutes in total. I haven't seen an athlete timed out for a very long time on an IFSC lead route. Have you ever been timed out of a route?
No, I can't. I climb quite quickly because I don't want to get timed out. I think it would be quite embarrassing, actually.
Yeah, it used to be a thing, but I think athletes have learned that they need to go. And also, I think the routes have just stepped up in difficulty.
Yeah.
It's not something we want to see, really, either. You know, you want to see the athlete either fall or do the route. Boulder a bit different as part of the game, but I mean, the time should exist, otherwise they'll be there forever.
Bouldering, I actually preferred it when it was it 4 minutes plus or 5 minutes plus?
Yeah, I know. Also, you could stay on the wall. Yeah. It was fun, but I don't think it was great, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, it added excitement to the finals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen too many times where an athlete stayed on the wall for a long time. Jonas is looking for the appeal to upgrade his score for a plus. It's been put in by the Swiss team. So, Shooter will bump out through here, loses the feet for a sec, makes some room for that heel, rocks up, but rests first. Keep an eye on Chen So on the left as well. foot on the bolt hold briefly. You can do that nowadays. There's no texture on it. It was like a long time ago that we had actual bolts you could stand on. We have disqualifications. Most walls now do use these bolt covers. Thank goodness.
But you can only use them for your feet. You can't use them for your hands.
Well, you can touch them. There's just nothing to hold on to.
Yeah.
You know, it would be impossible. Well, I say impossible in a sea, but it's not a hold. And you couldn't undercling it either. A, it would be silly and dangerous, but also, you know, that's touching the bolt at that point.
Yeah.
And so into the pocket with the left hand now. Good work from her. Past the section, but caught out Mia Krampel.
It's good that she got the clip in. Now she doesn't have to worry about it when she's on the undercut.
Isaac Totska, but still in the top spot with 40 plus. Brilliant from her. She moves into 5th now. Crimps to come though, reaches up, no. She did tell me that she was feeling very, very tired from the boulder round. She didn't do that well in boulder either. Well down the order.
It was really, really hot when it was the bouldering qualification, and it just, I think, took everybody's energy away.
Yeah, we've just been told by your coach that Alexander Totskova is guaranteed for the final, so great news.
Yeah. I'm nervous, but my hands are sweating.
Yes, that is a common problem. I should have warned you about this. When you're in the commentary box, you lose about a litre of water through your fingers. So, Shooter. Oh, he's gone low again, though. We know, look at the left leg shape. Full disco leg. How is he still holding? Oh, that left leg was wobbling all over the place. Do you still call it disco leg? I mean, you're part of the youth now. Is it called something else?
No.
Elvis leg?
I've never heard of that ever.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, my goodness. What do you call it?
Shaky leg.
That's boring. I've come up with a much better term. Yeah, we used to call it disco leg because, you know, your leg moves like you're in a disco. Come on, that's not a weird thing.
I think it's an old person.
Oh, don't you start, okay? I don't want to hear none of that. Enjoy your youth. I still remember that. I haven't had any messages about Jonas's nose yet. I'm fairly sure it is one of those things where you open up the air. Yeah, this was how close he came. He really fought. He almost made it stick somehow, but you have to go a bit higher on that hold. So next couple of athletes out will be Taisei Homa from Japan, who is certainly one I put into the shortlist for finals here. And then Annie Sanders from the USA. He's got chalk in his eye as well. This is
I'm excited
Jen,
to watch Annie on the lead route. She just came third on the bouldering.
Yeah, her first podium.
Yeah, I think she's won Youth Worlds 4 times, which is incredible. She's a very strong and dedicated athlete.
Yeah, she is. And yeah, as you said, podium the other day. She was in silver medal position, but then an appeal pushed her down to 3rd in the last minute. Well, there she is, as she walks onto the stage. But is she feeling a bit tired? Because she did OQS, and she made boulder finals. She's now doing lead semis. She must be human, surely. Looking very relaxed as she spins. There's Taisei Homa. He can grind his way through a route. He's got such good endurance. So Annie is underway. She tends to climb boulder problems like lead routes. Really finds good rests through them. And in terms of the future of that USA squad, I mean, currently Natalia and Brooke are better, I think, but Annie is one who is up and coming.
Yeah.
to see Taisei back. He's definitely a boulder specialist, definitely a lead specialist. I don't think I've ever seen him really boulder. So the 6 minutes gets reset, of course. The athlete's underway now. Last couple of climbers to come. We should finish around about 10:30 tonight. Yeah, looking down Taisei's, he's done one boulder competition for RFSC, Asian Youth Championships 2018. Oh no, I lie. Fisu boulder, he was 4th. So he's done a few dotted around, but much more of a lead expert. Look at this cutting loose, very casual, just looking for a foot. So Felicia, watching Annie, you know, on that youth circuit scene, she's very quiet as a personality. She does her talking out on the wall.
I've never actually spoken to her. Actually, I'm quite intimidated by her because she's so good. But yeah, she's really quiet. She's really humble, which I think is really nice to see, especially when you're so young and you're so good. It's really good, yeah.
Let's see if she can perform here in Innsbruck. She thinks about that right foot, decides to jump for it. So far, so good. Taisei Hommer's climbing really quickly there as well. He enters the only real shakeout on the men's route with this heel in. Doesn't stick around there for long as he goes into the nastiest of block crimps with that left hand. Crosses underneath. It'd be great to see your teammate climb in the final. I haven't seen her there for a while. And
yeah.
She kind of seems to have struggled a bit with confidence maybe recently. But
yeah, I think she's more of a lead climber than a boulderer. So when she's been competing in bouldering, she obviously hasn't had such good results, and I guess it affects her and it also tires her. She was in China at the start of the year, Salt Lake, and it's just tiring traveling so much. So I do understand.
Yes, athletes. Yeah, that mental game is so important for it. There's an appeal going for Tanaka, by the way. Not sure if it's I think it's an upgrade or a downgrade. I'll let you know. So Annie gets that right foot out onto the wall. Taisei Hommer, meanwhile, cracks in the heel, reaches up high, but we know what's coming. Will he go low? Will he go high? Look how many people have fallen around that 42 plus mark. And for the women, 34.
34 plus and 33 plus.
Yeah. There's some stopper moves on this route.
See if he's going to get the right part of the hold, or...
Well, I think the crowd think he might. I mean, he's looked straight into the top hole. He's looked the most...
And he got the clip.
Right, so he's finally seen some progression on the men's route. Looking good as he reaches to the crimp. Listen to the crowd respond. Absolutely loving it. Eventually he does go, but that's going to move him into the top spot. 46. High point tonight.
Annie fighting. Yeah.
3 fingers buried deep in that pocket. She makes a little adjustment. It was a battle for her.
Yeah.
Wait for that scores to be confirmed and updated. I think she's out though. Undoes that knot as she waits for the score. Let's see some of the replays here. So those orange volumes down low, deceptively difficult for the feet actually. There's a clever footwork with that heel in.
Yeah. There was a similar move on the women's boulder, the qualification, and many people were complaining actually because they hurt their knee from the move. So one of the American coaches was saying that feedback should be given to change the moves and the setting to avoid injuries.
We've seen quite a few knee injuries this season. And it's interesting you say that. Give Jenya in OQS, she hurt her knee. Talia, there's lots of people, so yeah, interesting.
I think climbing is one of the probably only one of the top sports that is using every part of your body, like your feet, your everything, your legs, your arms, your fingers, even your head. Like, it's horrible. It's tough.
It is tough, yes, and everyone putting themselves. I mean, like, you're not. Oh, that dish is shallow, isn't it? Yeah, you're not really worrying about your body when you're up there, are you? Just doing anything to get higher.
And it's so like upsetting that like one injury, finger injury, for example, could affect your entire performance for the rest of your seasons ahead.
I think, though, to be fair, there is a lot of sports like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I think when you do any kind of an elite sport, you're pushing your body past the place where it wants to be.
Yeah.
So obviously we want to avoid injuries, but I think they are part of any sport.
Yeah.
Taisei Homo, what a performance from him. Oh, this is up on the mountain right now. This happens every year. That's very beautiful.
Very pretty.
Yeah, it's kind of behind the stadium, so the crowd can't see it. Like
another crowd favourite.
Yes, how did you tell? Jessie Bill's got a massive reaction. She climbed the other day. But, whoa, it's deafening. Absolutely deafening from the crowd. So Jessie is underway. Alex Magos as well. I mean, the reaction might have been as much for him as anything else. Jessie in front of that home crowd has got to feel so special to be here in this stadium.
I hope she hypes up the crowd.
I think that just hyped her being here, to be honest. She doesn't really need to do anything. Not even a wave. Oh, Alex Magos as well. He qualified along with quite a few teammates from Team Germany. Sia Dorfel was in the building the other day. Yannick Floet getting in, not competing here. Austrian flags are flying in the audience as Jessie flies up the route. Embassy has not stopped talking about Jessie throughout this whole thing. I've never seen Alex sort of overshadowed before in this way. He's usually the star. He's going to have to play second fiddle right now as he bumps out that right hand, puts in a heel.
And she doesn't get the heel up on this move. She goes straight to the mint pinch. She made it work.
Yes, she did. So Alex enters the hard section for the men. Jessie, meanwhile, has some moves to go before that. Top 8. Taco down in 8th at the moment. Takao is in 33 plus. That 33 plus is really problematic, isn't it? Jessie comes up, kicks out, hits the left foot. Alex nestles the fingers into the jib, puts in a heel on the left, matches, big move up with the left hand.
It's left heel, I don't know if it's going to stay.
He's stretched out, isn't he? I think he's okay though. He's got to remove it at some point, now does with a little flick. Jessie, keep an eye on her, out to the jib on the right. Alex crosses through, cuts loose, he's still got some power here.
Oh.
He's low though.
Oh. Yes.
He's in. big drop knee, flicks the quick draw, but no. But that is in the top 8 so far for Alex. And we're nearing the point where we will know our finalists now. Jessie Pilz, meanwhile, is still ramping up the crowd. There she is. Now framed against the night sky, lights picking her out. Every move she makes, the crowd are cheering her on. She's moving up the leaderboard slowly. 10th now, 33. She's nearing that point though. A lot of athletes falling here. Can Jessie battle her way through? She hits the blocked crib. Shallow finger pocket.
She's climbing really, really, really well. Now she's getting close to where Alex got to. Yeah.
Listen to the crowd. She moves into second place. Alexandra Totkova's score under threat here.
Oh, she's in first now.
She hasn't made the quick draw yet. Can she get a leg in? I don't think she will. Oh, she will. Well, suddenly that quick draw, she's got to clip it now. Fiddles it in. Good work from Jessie.
Yep. Oh, that was amazing.
41, top spot, guaranteed a finals place, and Jessie's relief is obvious up there. Brilliant moves from Jessica Pilz.
Yeah.
And now she celebrates with that crowd. She's kept herself quite quiet up to this point. But wow, what a move. Wow, Jessie's into the finals. Alex is into the finals. Let's all go here as we come to our final few athletes. Whew, that was exciting. It was honestly the loudest I've ever heard this into the crowds when Jessie came out. They're pretty vocal for Jakob, but I think they thought they needed to get behind her, and it certainly worked out.
I hope to see her on the podium for the lead.
Yeah, Jessie floating down through that night sky. Great to watch. I thought she was gone a few moves earlier. She was in a bit of trouble, but somehow managed to find a bit of extra oomph.
She's very happy.
That was the good jug. Alex looked strong as he kicked his feet through onto the two tiny jibs. Missed the slope, but flung his hands up. Wow, what a moment that was. Well, we waited quite a long time here for our next athlete. Quite sure what's been happening here. Still watching replays. There's certainly no route setting issues going on, so...
Could be appealing or something.
No, that would go on behind the scenes. Oh. But now, that's strange, because May Kataki is waiting. There she is. Well, we're underway now. I'm not quite sure what that's about.
Toby Roberts.
Yes. So, someone you might have seen on the circuit every now and again.
Yes.
That's the British squad. Toby Roberts out. I know he got about 2.5 hours sleep, his dad was telling me, because after anti-doping, he got back to the hotel, you know, had something to eat, then couldn't calm down. So Toby is running on some kind of energy deficit. It'd be interesting to see if he can find some energy from somewhere.
I think Toby is an amazing athlete, to be honest. When I was on the GB team, I remember he wasn't really known for being one of the best, and he worked so extremely hard, and I know his dad travels with him everywhere, Tristan. And basically his dad and Toby, they've dedicated their lives to this sport and they've made it work. And he's going to the Olympics, which is insane. And it must be an amazing feeling for his dad, his mom, for everyone in the family.
Yes, they're one of those climbing families, as you say, traveling the world together. May Kataki, what can she do on this wall? Toby's already performed here in Innsbruck. May Kataki, let's see if she can take on this route. Only 4 athletes to go now, so our top 4 is guaranteed.
I really want to see Toby top this route, to be honest.
I think it's going to be a tough ask. I think this route is a difficult one.
Yeah.
Toby cruising at the moment. Last time we saw May was back in 2022. We haven't seen her on the circuit for a while. She was 12th last time she climbed, though. Clearly hasn't lost any of her touch, being in the semi-finals again. Toby is reaching this move, which we saw only one athlete fall on. It's a bit of a go-y one. The audience.
I think he has different beta. Most athletes go with their left hand up to the black crimp and then right hand to the pinch, but he used the undercut instead.
Yeah, Toby does tend to work things out his own way.
Yep.
He doesn't love those sort of big, powerful moves sometimes.
Yeah, I saw that on the bouldering, which costed him the podium. It was the...
Ooh, he's in some trouble here, sorry, but oh, that left heel for a sec. He just got the right leg stuck underneath a bit. And May goes back and forth as well, so both athletes having a bit of a moment. But Toby is now into the part where he's going to fight. Yeah, he loves a nasty crimp, this Toby. May swings her feet over. Toby shaking out all the time, nails the first jib. Goes out left, makes a good pinch, adjusts, swings the feet, hits the high jib.
He doesn't get the heel on the...
On the right.
On the right, yeah.
Look at the scoreboard, it's going to be updated. Crosses through. We know the move that's coming though. Toe hook to make her in. May has spent quite a long time on the left coming through this crux as well.
Let's see now.
Toby
pumped.
Yeah, he's really shaking out, isn't he?
He got it straight away.
All right, well, Toby is in for a chance here, and I think that's going to be enough score-wise.
Gets the clip.
Up to joint 4th, where Alex was. That's going to move him up. We're near where Taisei Homer fell now. He fell on that dish, so does Toby, but that is going to be okay for Toby. We'll see him again in the second finals. May Kataki is on the underclings.
Oh.
And she falls well. She wasn't ever comfortable, I don't think. She took a long time to climb through into that position. Well, 3 to go before we say goodnight. And we confirm our finals places. The crowd who were sitting down for some of this finals, they're no longer sitting down, everyone on their feet. Yeah, unfortunate for May, just quite great. It's near where Mia Krampel fell off that right hand, which might be getting a bit worse with so many athletes touching it, and this heat we were talking about. Everyone into 5th place is guaranteed. Only got 3 athletes remaining. Appeals, obviously, withstanding.
That looks awful.
Yeah, that dish is just the worst. Let's see if anyone can hold that. Okay, next athletes are ready. Laura Rogora comes out for Italy. And yes. I think it might have been ever so slightly louder for Jessie. If there was a competition, and I'm going to turn it into one, I think Jessie won that. Just stirring a bit of Austrian controversy there. So Jakob looks up, Jakob Schubert, the man who just loves climbing.
I think he also plays football for an Austrian.
Does he? I didn't know that.
I think so, yeah.
Really? That's amazing. I hope he's not right now. He's got an Olympic Games to win. Jakob, please don't play football. Right, Laura is underway. This route should suit Laura, actually. It's more of an endurance fest, less big boosty moves. And Jakob, well, we've seen Jakob do special things in front of his Austrian home crowd. So many camera lenses pointed up right now, so many eyes focused on these two. So as we've seen, Jakob climbing quickly. He was disappointed not to make it into semi-finals, but he kind of said, look, it's part of the game. It works like that. We talked about it being an easier qualifying round where little mistakes were punished. Laura rests down low. She's climbed quickly through, and she knows that things will change in the next colour of holds. Ooh, a quick draw, not quite in. Now flicked it with the rope to put it into position. Laura underneath. Keeps her foot on for a moment. Pops it off.
Really comfortable.
Yeah, I can never tell with Laura because she'll fight so hard that, and she has such a great expression when she climbs. You never know if she's pumped or like absolutely fine. It's one of the two. Jakob comes into the block crimp, makes a match underneath that right hand, turning into a side pull. Jakob wadges in a high right foot. So Jakob into the business end now. A couple of hard moves to come here. Always shaking out those hands. He's climbing himself towards a podium though. It's a podium? What am I talking about? A finals. Feels like a finals, doesn't it? He's got this tricky left traverse to come though, and Laura as well has that move which has caused a few people some problems.
Let's see if he gets the hold straight away or struggles.
Yeah, straight into it. He read that so well. He'll know the hold, I would imagine. Laura, she and oh, that right hand fires. That hand has definitely got more slippy.
Yeah.
We've seen quite a few women fall.
Jakob doing well.
Oh, wow, he hits the dish.
Yeah.
Makes it work. Brilliant from Jakob Schubert. How does he do these things? He's in the high spot.
Wow.
That's going to be enough for him. We'll see Jakob back tomorrow. Good job, Jakob Schubert. Wow. Well, the two Austrian superstars are through. The script has been written. And wow, what a finals this is shaping up to be tomorrow. If this crowd is like this for a semi-final, can you imagine
for finals, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. What a way to finish off our time in Innsbruck, eh? And that final, if you're thinking of joining us, and if you don't, you're a full 7:40 tomorrow, Central European time. We kick things off, so be here a bit early so you don't miss anything. This was Jakob. What a fight. I don't think anyone could hold that dish. Jakob made it work.
I think most of the climbers were going dynamic into the dish, but he went a little bit more statically. And that's why he managed to stay on the wall.
Yeah, had the side pulling good. Tiny jibs for the feet, really giving it everything. Big blow out of breath there as he came down, but that's enough for Jakob. I love him shaking his head. I think he was actually saying it was hard. So, 2 to go now. Aimori and Jenny Garnbrett for the women, and for the men, Serato Anraku and Sasha Lehmann will finish things off. If you're just joining us, you wonder who my co-commentator is. Felicia May in the commentary box, part of Team Bulgaria. But you are missing finals, right? You're leaving on a very early flight tomorrow morning.
Yes, sadly, I'm going back to Bulgaria, so yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Fair enough. Well, you can watch on the live stream then. You don't want to miss this.
Yeah, but I must admit, it's way cooler watching the finals and all of the competition in person than online. It's completely different.
Aimori walks onto the stage. She didn't have the best of semi-finals for Boulder.
I think she was struggling to reach some of the moves.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was reach or power. And she wasn't using a foothold that was quite important at the start of that boulder. I know the one you're talking about. But lead is where, and I think for a route like this, we're going to see, hopefully, the proper Aimori. And Serato, well, he climbed last night. Apparently skin isn't too much of an issue for the men. We saw a few of them, though, bleeding, but I don't think it's okay for Serato. It was okay for Toby.
It's my first time seeing these holds on the climbs. They look really gross.
Which ones, both? Or?
The Supra.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Aimori underway. I know a lot of people's favourite climber. She's got a real following. And Serato as well, as a popular young man. Didn't have the result he maybe would have wanted in Boulder, but right up there. Again, I'm trying not to spoil it. I'm trying not to spoil it. At some point, I am going to spoil it. Tomorrow, okay, we're going to talk about who won the Boulder. I'll give you 1 day's grace, everyone. So, gets a high toe in. Aimori, meanwhile, will just work her way through, feet kicking a little bit. But remember on that women's route, I think the hold that Laura fell on has got greasy during the time. We've had a couple of athletes just fall off that.
But some athletes skip the hold, but some use it.
It's going to be interesting when I gets there what she does. Serato crosses through onto the jib. Floats the feet, gets the heel in straight away. Remember when people used to struggle on that at the beginning of the semi-final?
Yep.
Serato makes it look easy. cuts loose, presses that right foot onto the slippy surface, bumps the right hand up. Hits the clip. Remember, only 8 go through. Both athletes taking their time to work out these sequences here. Don't want to rush. So Serato nearing the green crux now, or what used to be a crux. I don't think we can really call it a crux, not for this top level. The semi-final athletes was Ai Mori is a few clips away from a hold that I think is going to be problematic.
She went with the left hand onto that hold. She's really good on crimps. When she was warming up in the bouldering area for the qualifications for Boulder, she was matching crimps that are definitely not meant to be matched at all. It was really, really interesting to watch.
Yeah, the wind's still gusting. You can see her hair blowing, really. It's going to be a pretty wild place to be, in the dark above the crowd with the wind howling. And I think it hits the women's route a bit more than the men's.
Yeah.
Serato, sorry, I've kind of ignored him for a sec. He's got the toe hook in. Changes into a heel.
Skips the hold.
Oh, right, so she's through that nasty sequence.
Oh, God.
Serato in trouble, in lots of trouble. 42, well, unless that gets changed, that's outside of the 8. Wow, well, Serato will have to rethink here. Remember, part of this Olympic build-up, you don't necessarily need to be hitting all the early marks. Ai, though, is getting massive support as she comes into the pockets now.
You can never really tell if she's pumped or not.
No, you can't. Suddenly she'll just go, won't she, if she is.
Maybe you can see it on her face. You see now. No.
Up to the first of the block crimp, out to the purple, puts a thumb in, drives off the feet, flicks up. She's into a finals place, so we'll see her tomorrow, but how far can she go? This is where Jessie started to show her strength. Ai's going to have to do something similar here as she comes up with the left hand onto the blocked crimp. Blocked really for the heel rather than the hands. Wrong hands herself, but sorts it out.
Amazing.
Hits the sloper with a pinch. More crimps to come. You said how much she likes these holds.
Perhaps she's going to match them.
Onto the big zebra volumes.
She's fighting. Yeah.
Twists through, grits her teeth.
Yes.
She's close to topping this.
Yeah.
Got to do a big move though. That was too far, but Ai Mori is in the top spot with 45, way out in front and into the finals.
Amazing.
Listen to that crowd. They love Ai Mori climbing. In fact, she's so high, this is what happens. You have to be helped back onto the stage. Wow, what a performance from Ai Mori. She got to where Jessie did and then went further, a few more moves. And now, as Ai undoes her rope on the stage and we watch the replay, I can see our last 2 athletes under the arch, getting ready to climb.
What do you think? Do you think there will be tops on the routes?
Are you asking me if Janja and Sasha will top?
Yep.
Ooh, big ask, isn't it? I don't know. I think it's a very hard route.
Yep.
I think it's a bit condition dependent for the women's at the moment.
Anything could happen.
What I'm going to do here is firmly sit on the fence and say, we'll wait and see. What about you? What do you think? Are we going to see a top here?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Yes,
The routes are really tough. Like, you really, really, really have to fight.
yeah, tops are becoming rarer and rarer. And
Yeah.
it's really pushing things. You know, we still do get tops, obviously, but yeah, when an athlete tops a route, it's a special, special moment now. Well, the semi-final that's kind of felt like a final is almost done now. Coming on is Janja Garnbret, who would like to get back into another finals here. She strides forward. She said the other day was quite tough for her, but she fought her way through it. And Sasha Lehmann, well, great to see him qualify for the Olympics.
It's nice to see that she lets out her emotions when she's climbing. Like, I saw when she finished the bouldering, she was very emotional. It was really sweet to see.
Yes, it was. She does tend to get emotional in
Yeah. I think because it's such a big competition, and I don't know, you're in front of such a big crowd, and it's just overwhelming, and you fight, and finally you get what you want, and it's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, I think it always feels kind of like a world championships, this place. Winning is a big deal here. Okay, our final athletes are off the ground, underway. In the next 6 minutes, we'll know who our finalists will be.
I think they're the only ones that got on at the same time, because the time is in sync.
Oh, yes, that's true. So Sasha and Janja climbing through here. We know the route by now. We've watched so many athletes come through here. Shouldn't be many problems until we get to the last part of this route. For the men's, the final third really kicks out. For the women's, it's that head wall. But remember that dodgy handhold? I skipped it. She didn't know, of course, it's a dodgy handhold.
I think some climbers have a tactic of, when you're pumped, you just sort of you go to the holds that are above you, not around you, because I think that's why many of the athletes fell on the purple crimp on the black undercut, because they tried to use whatever was around them but not above them, if it makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yes. Yeah, let's see. Is Janja feeling pumped? I mean, at some point she must get tired. She has had a day off today. Well, sorry, the day before, yesterday. That's the word, Matt. So she's had a bit of a break. It's all fairly fresh. So far, so good for both athletes. Sasha Lehmann wastes no time in crossing under. And Janja makes some good adjustments. And Janja is into what could be a nervous moment if you're a Janja Garnbret fan here. This right-hand crimp, will she use it? Will she skip it?
I think she'll skip it.
She is going to skip it, isn't she? Yes. I do think is probably the better way. Okay, so game on for Janja. Sasha, meanwhile, returns to rest before going left into the crux. Janja is one move away now from a finals place. And looking like she's going to cruise it. Yes, so Janja in finals.
And Annie Sanders as well.
And Mattia Pozzi, big names.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Tomoe Narasaki is in the danger area. Sasha goes left, hits the pinch, needs to upgrade that right hand, gets to heel it. Sasha into the high hold, no issues from him so far.
Don't jinx it.
Yanya's resting a long time here. Trying to get something back.
I think she is. Oh, maybe there'll be a top.
Yeah, but she rested well. I don't know if she rested to recover or rested because she needed to. 2 fingers in the pocket, steps through. Sasha, meanwhile, crosses into the tick mark, cuts loose, puts the left hand on, goes low though. And he does fall, and that will leave him outside of the finals. So Sasha, no finals. Yanya, definitely finals. Let's carry on watching her. Will we see a top? We both said probably not in the commentary box. Will Yanya prove us wrong? Hits the sloper. So Yanya, with 1 minute 39 to go, has rested well through the route. Has she saved enough for the top, though? Right hand biting into that sharp crimp. Hits the left above her head. Nearing Aimori's score.
Come on. She is very tired and she's fighting.
1 minute 14 on the clock. Oh, those elbows are going up. 45, she's going to go here. She does fall. Well, we'll wait for the score to be confirmed. But currently on that leaderboard, Aimori in the lead. Yanya looking back up above her head. She wants to redo that route. She hates falling off. Yeah, she really doesn't like falling. But she will climb again tomorrow. Well, Felicia, what a semi-final, eh? It was a long one.
It was. It was really long.
But the athletes put on a great show for us. Yanya Garnbret there, chalk in her face, looks upwards, makes the moves, powers through. We'll wait for the results. And I know you've got to get on a very, very early flight tomorrow morning, so good luck with that one.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being on here and commentating, and it was an amazing experience. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much.
It was great having you. Look, best of luck for
Thank you so much.
the season. I hope we see you at more World Cups in the future. Well, I know you've got to go and run and get on a plane, right? So we'll say goodbye to you. Thank you. I'll finish things up and see you later.
Dieses Semifinale jetzt geschlagen. Hier in Sachen IFBC, in Sachen Party geht's natürlich weiter. After Contest Party. Dann immer jetzt mit DJ Stanley, mit DJ MH. Und für uns geht es morgen weiter. Denn die Finales stehen an.
Well, there we go. The end of the semi-final. We'll just wait for the results to be confirmed. Sasha Lehmann coming down at the end. Unfortunate for him, he won't be in the finals, but Yanya Garnbret will as she climbs herself in again to another finals place. Wait for the confirmation of these results. I'll say goodbye and I'll return tomorrow. Less action during the day. It's been a busy couple of days, but tomorrow evening, wow, the atmosphere in this stadium is going to be enormous. Jakob Schubert, Toby Roberts, Taisei Homer, Jonas Itelli, Colin Duffy, Alex Mazes, Shuta Tanaka and Tomoa Narasaki make up our top 8. They will climb tomorrow. Sasha Lehmann just missing out. As we look down our list, of course, at those who came close, but it wasn't to be. It was a heck of a fight on a fairly long route, athletes getting high onto it. Great to see so many athletes battling hard despite the tricky conditions. And then for the women, Yanya Garnbret, oh, she does lead the way. Score got updated. And then Aimori, Jessica Pilz, Alexander Totkova, Xian So, Yutong Zhang, Annie Sanders, and Mattia Pozzi in the final. My co-commentator getting through. Very happy for her. A couple of big names missing out as we look down the list, but a good performance from all. Right, we'll be back tomorrow for the finals. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us here. It was an exciting one. We'll be back for one final party tomorrow evening, 7:40 Central European Time. My name is Matt Groom, and I will see you there.